I turned 25 this last weekend.
Was it your birthday?
It was my birthday this weekend.
What the fuck?
What, you didn't know?
I would have told you my birthday either. I just thought I'd have a better clock on that. I thought maybe I should know that.
Oh, yeah, it was my birthday this last
Jesus,
weekend.
happy birthday, Bob.
Oh, thanks, man.
You're 25 years
I'm
old.
25 years old now.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, we have a full frontal cortex being in front of us.
Dude, I felt it. As soon as the clock struck midnight, I just kind of, I felt a little jolt. You know, a little, felt a little, and then I think that was my prefrontal cortex.
Sounds like you were jerking off at 11:59, and then you came at midnight.
No, I think it was the final piece of my prefrontal cortex just finally attaching itself to the rest of my brain. Just, you know, it takes that last little 5-year stretch. I was actually thinking about this on the way down. Like the ages of like 20 to like 23 is like the last final years for you to do dumb shit before that final piece of the cortex gets put in, and you're just like, oh, okay, taxes, empire, generational wealth, no more video games. You know, those years between 20 to 23, that's the last like those last couple of years, you know, where you still kind of do dumb shit, but in the back of your head you're realizing this is stupid. And then as you get older, those back of the head thoughts start to sort of make their way forward, and that's the prefrontal cortex fully developing. So I feel it, man. As soon as 12:05, the prefrontal cortex fully developed.
By 12:10, you were like, I got to make more clips. By 12:15, you're like, I got to start making even more clips.
I got to build my empire.
Yeah.
As I'm doing here. Okay?
Did you smoke weed at 12:05? Did you have a little birthday bong?
I had an edible.
Yeah, an edible.
I had a birthday. I had a couple
That's
of
a 25-year-old move, right? What are you going to smoke and ruin your fucking lungs? No.
What are you going to walk around smelling like weed at 25?
Yeah, people are going to know.
What the fuck are you going to...
Yeah, you're getting 25-year-old high now, too? You're getting paranoid when you get high? Like, oh, fuck, people know? People know?
Kind of. More like 25-year-old high is more just like, I'm high, but like now I can't do anything.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
And now I'm just sitting here like a fucking... Ugh. You know, like a jamoke. But like I still like getting high, but it's like I gotta figure out the balance between building the empire and also, you know, taking an edible here and there.
Dude, the shirt is making so much more sense now.
Yeah,
because you're 25. You wear collared shirts now.
I was like, I should dress up
Did you
for
get a
this.
job?
No.
Oh, okay.
This is my job.
Yeah, no, I know. You just look like you got a job, like a real job, like a dumb job. And I was like, oh,
you got to dress for the job you want.
What job do you want?
The podcaster.
I think you want a job at the craps table permanently. That's what you look like. You look like a scumbag that doesn't
craps
leave,
dealer.
Dude. Yeah, no, not dealer.
Oh,
Like a guy that yells at the dealer.
yeah.
A guy that abuses dealers all over Ontario.
I abuse dealers at the free bet blackjack.
Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, you do.
You like this shirt? I had on before I
I
left.
don't mind it. Yeah, I do kind of like it.
Before I left, I know I do look like I'd be like selling drugs outside a bowling alley.
Or like watches. That's what you not drugs, like watches.
Watches?
You're an honest sleazebag.
I got a booth at the flea market.
Yeah. At the flea market.
I got a booth at the flea market with jewelry. All right, don't lean on the glass.
Yeah, don't smudge my fucking glass. I just Windex.
I don't have insurance for these knockoffs.
No, of course not.
Do not lean on the
Why
glass.
would you pay insurance? That's for fucking losers. That's for idiots.
Before I left the house, I had on an Assassin's Creed 3 shirt.
And you said no more.
And I was like, what am I doing? Come on, I'm 25. We can't keep going on like this.
Don't do that to me, Bobby. Don't get rid of the Assassin's Creed shirt.
I didn't get rid of it.
I just bought a Rooster shirt at 30 years old the other day.
Oh yeah, that was on one of the episodes.
Don't let that little boy inside die.
Yeah.
Dress him up once in a while like this, but don't let him die.
No, I'm not letting the little boy die. Don't worry. I slept in that shirt, so it would have been weird if I showed.
That's a little kid.
If I showed up,
that's good.
See, that's the prefrontal cortex fully developing.
Yeah.
Is don't go outside in a shirt you slept in.
This does look like the last clean shirt you have because it's the last thing you would wear.
This is you like it, right? It's nice. It's a good shirt, you know.
It's so much fun. Oh, we gotta get fucking.
That's my favorite
We gotta hit
sound.
him with a Riz here.
So, anyways, I am 25. Okay, now I was in therapy.
Sure.
Okay, having one of my existential crises,
Just having a little freak out. Nice.
like I usually do.
Okay.
Right. Now I hit my therapist with a great one.
I thought you were gonna say a stick. Okay, go on.
It was over the phone. We have
Okay.
over the phone sessions.
Yeah.
I go, oh man, having one of my crises. Oh man, I'm 25. Where did all the time go? It just flew by. And then she went, well, how about instead of wondering where the time went, you start thinking about what you accomplished in these 25 years of life.
Mm-hmm.
I went, that's a great way to think about it. So what I did was I wrote down everything I've accomplished in 25 years of life.
I was waiting for the day we did a 4-hour podcast. Let's go.
This is my exercise that she told me to do.
Excellent.
I figured there's no better way to do it than on the pod.
I'm so happy to be a part of this. Let's go.
I'm going to send it to her.
Yeah.
I'm going to send this episode to her.
I wrote down all my accomplishments. You have to watch it now.
I put down all my accomplishments and I put it on the internet.
Tell her to watch it 30,000 times. That'd be great.
Send it to your therapist friends and be like, see that? That's my work.
Yeah. Show her your fucking golden pupil.
I'm your golden client. You see this episode? You know what we call it? Progress.
Yeah, you tell her, hey, listen, lady, this is the work like you told me.
I am putting in the work. Doing in the dirty work.
I did my homework. You do yours now.
So, accomplishments. Year 0, 2000. I made it to the egg.
Year 0. Okay.
That's a great way to start life, if you really think about it. People think that they're a loser. Duh, you're not a loser.
You start out a winner.
You start out a fucking winner.
All right.
You
Bobby.
beat out all the other sperms to make it to the egg. You know what happens to the other sperms that don't make it? They die. One sperm gets in there, into the egg and fertilized. Just one. I was the one. You know? My dad shot me out of his balls. I was the guy that made it. Right? You already start life. If you think you're a fucking loser, you're not a fucking loser. You started life as a fucking winner. You won the race of life.
Dude, my walls are in danger right now. I'm going to run through one. Okay, go on.
We're only on year 0.
We're on year 0. I'm about to break fucking shit in this house.
We're on the year 2000.
Give me Limp Bizkit.
I was born in 2000.
That's awesome. Okay.
The turn of the century, the turn of the millennium. I made it through the race of life.
Yeah.
I crawled through. I beat all the other fucking sperms. I fertilized the shit out of that fucking egg.
How do you think you won that race? Do you think you had some chokeholds going on? Do you think you did some leg drops on these fucking losers or what?
I sprinted.
Yeah, you just outran them.
It was the only time I've ever sprinted in my life.
Yeah.
And I made it
to
the end.
And then you got to the end, you're like, I don't like this anymore. That's when you became a Jew, too, in year 0. You were like, I'm not playing sports.
I made it to the end, and I went, this is awful.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in this egg. I want to go back. I want to go back to my people, but I got no choice, you know? And then I got turned into a little fetus, you know? Year 0. This is year 0. We made it. You made it through the race of life as a little sperm, okay? Anyone listening to this, male, female, you were a little sperm and you beat everybody else. You could pat yourself on the back. Pat yourself on the back, okay? You Usain Bolt your way into an egg.
That's a good call. Everyone pat themselves on the back.
And you survived.
Yeah.
You know how much fucking crazy shit can happen during pregnancy within the course of making it to the egg to 9 months? None of that happened to you. You came out as a baby.
Well, let's not get too ahead of ourselves here. You came out a little fucked up, but that's all right.
We're getting to it. Year 1.
All right.
2001.
Okay.
I survived 9/11.
Okay, that one. Okay, yeah, that's all right. You were pretty far away from 9/11 when that happened, but sure, you weren't Louis J. Gomez rollerblading on the bridge or anything away. But yeah,
That's an amazing story that I love.
Yeah.
But I survived.
Yeah,
I was a year old. I shit my pants.
Because of 9/11?
Probably on the day of 9/11, I also had shit in my pants.
I bet you did. That's a good bet.
And 9/10.
That's a minus 250 that you had that. Yeah.
9/12. 9/13. I think I had shit in my... But on 9/11, I also shit my pants.
Sounds like you're a neglected parent.
Nothing to do with the planes going in the towers.
Yeah.
Maybe a little... Maybe I had a glance of it on the TV, you know, that I can't remember. But I definitely know there was probably shit. I had either shit my pants during, before, or after, within an hour radius. What was 9/11? At like 9 in the morning? I definitely had a shitty diaper at 8 a.m. I was also alive during the first Fast and Furious movie.
Okay.
The first Fast and Furious movie came out in 2001. And I was alive to be in that same era of time. One of my... Thank you. I did it.
Yeah.
I consider that an accomplishment.
Absolutely.
Being alive during the first Fast and Furious movie.
Yep.
Do you know how many fucking people died before they could watch Fast and Furious 1?
A lot.
Lyndon B. Johnson.
Yeah.
Franklin Roosevelt.
Why aren't you saying? Are you saying? Oh, so you're saying people? I thought you were saying the cast of Fast and the Furious. I was kind of like, I don't remember this guy in the movie. Okay.
Yeah, no. A lot of people died before Fast and Furious 1 came out in 2001. I was alive for it.
Yeah.
Makes me really happy.
Yeah. Don't tell me. I'm just really excited. Don't spoil this for me.
Sure.
I'm just really hoping that every single year you're like, and I was alive for Fast and Furious 2 and Tokyo Drift. Like, but don't tell me. Don't tell me. I just want to know. That's one part I'm hoping for. Hope that's foreshadowing.
I learned how to drink milk from a bottle
Yeah.
and appreciate the taste of processed formula.
Yeah.
I'm definitely a formula baby.
Did you ever breastfeed? You were never breastfed in your life.
I don't know. I didn't ask. But I know I just give off formula baby vibes. You're a breastfed baby for sure.
Oh, yeah, dude. I'm straight from the udder. I didn't even go to my mom. I went to a cow.
I am a canola oil filled formula baby.
Yeah.
Like you can just see it. All the problems I got, all the health issues.
You can always tell if a guy has a good jump shot. It's either that's breastfed, no good jump shot. That's bottle fed, man.
Michael Jordan breastfed.
Breastfed so many times, dude.
Got that premium tit milk.
That guy breastfed till he was 8 years old.
Kobe, breast baby.
Yeah.
Me, a formula. I'm a formula baby. I am a more than 20 ingredients in my milk type of baby. That's what I was raised on.
Yeah.
I raised on fucking formula. I love fucking formula.
Yeah.
My favorite fucking thing. That was year 1.
Okay.
Any questions?
Oh, no. That's great, dude.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
Year 2. I was alive in the same time as the movie 8 Mile.
There we go. Okay.
The movie 8 Mile came out in 2002, and I was alive to be in the era of 8 Mile.
Yep.
I appreciate it. I appreciate being alive in the same time that Eminem dropped his debut movie. Year 3. I was alive in the same year as Fast and Furious 2. Yes. Too Fast, Too Furious came out.
Thank you. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you.
Fast and Furious 2. Too Fast, Too Furious.
Too Fast and Too Furious.
My favorite. I am so grateful that I was born in this generation to be alive when Too Fast, Too Furious came out.
The only thing that could make that better is if it came out when you were 2 years old. But otherwise, almost perfect.
Almost perfect.
99%.
Too Fast, Too Furious, 2 years old.
Yeah, that's, you know what I mean? It would have such a ring to it.
Very nice. But I was 3. It's all right. It's okay. I also survived the anthrax attacks on American soil. After 9/11 happened in 2003.
Yep.
The anthrax attacks.
Thank God, too.
That was a big thing. Survived that. Made it through a lot. 2003, the war on terror was in full effect. I made it through. I made it through the war on terror. Year 4. I was alive in the same year as the movie Dodgeball with Vince Vaughn and Ben Stiller.
Nice. Yeah, good call.
Incredible fucking movie.
Yeah.
One of my favorite childhood movies.
A young Jason Bateman. Yeah, absolutely.
Young Jason Bateman was in it?
Oh, dude, he's great.
Oh, I forgot all about it.
Yeah, you don't remember that one part when he goes, that's a bold strategy, Cod, and let's see how it works out. And that's just a classic lie by Jason Bateman.
Those early 2000 comedy movies were the greatest thing
Oh,
ever.
yeah. I mean, we got to keep going on. We got 25 years to go through here, but
We're going to go through them, but like,
There's
you have to
some just
understand.
great early 2000 movies.
The first 10 years of this is just like, I grew up...
Shut Fast and the Furious and Steven Spielberg.
I grew up during the fucking peak of comedy movies and or the greatest action movies ever.
Oh, you did. I mean, if you want to get into like what the best is, you can look this up. 2007 is where I think we kind of capped out on comedy. That's when the other guys came out. I think Tropic Thunder might have come out a few years after that, or maybe the same time in 2007. But 2007 is when it was like that was the golden era of comedy. It was like Woodstock 99, where for white people, where it's like that's kind of as far as we could go with comedy, basically.
Yeah, you had Superbad. Other guys came out 2010-ish. I would say.
No, other guys came out 2007.
Other guys?
Yeah.
With Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, I'm going to look that up.
2010.
Let me fact check.
Hey, I know
that.
my fucking comedy movies.
No,
right?
believe me, I looked this up a lot.
It's 2010. Bro.
Other guys.
2010.
2010. Oh, you motherfucker.
2010.
Okay.
2010.
All right.
That's
All
okay.
right.
We're getting there. It's on there.
It's all right. Brick by brick, we built this. All right.
2007. You had Superbad.
Okay.
You had fucking.
Let me pull that up right now. You keep going though.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, comedy movies, as you say, really sort of capped off 2013, 2014, I would say.
You're right.
You know, you had The Interview with the one where they went to North Korea.
That was, because that was a cool era, right? When they had the James Franco and like Seth Rogen and all that little posse started making movies. They did a good job too.
And then it sort of just teetered off 2016.
Do you remember Balls of Fury in 2007?
Never seen it.
No, okay, that one's a good one. All right, got Knocked Up. We got Blades of Glory.
Oh my God, Judd Apatow and Seth Rogen.
Judd Apatow was on a roll too. Yeah,
they owned the 2000 to the 2010s of comedy movies.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on.
Yes.
2005. Year 5, I had my first vivid memory. My first memory that I could remember when the first piece of the prefrontal cortex started to kick in. This was my first vivid memory ever. I took a shit on the floor of my house as a 5-year-old, and the floor was carpeted. Like it was a carpeted floor, and this is my first vivid memory. I remember it all in black and white though, but I took a shit. I just remember I think I remember I squatted. I took a shit, and then I think I fell down the stairs after that one. So that was my first vivid.
What do you mean you remember it in black and white?
Like I remember kind of what it looked.
What are you talking about?
Now that I'm thinking about it, I remember kind of what it looked like, but everything was kind of black and white and gray, if that makes sense.
I can picture it. I just didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know people had memories of black and white.
It's just me.
Just you?
It's just me.
Because you fell down the stairs after you knocked in the color in your fucking brain.
I think the falling down the stairs is what sparked my consciousness. You know? And then I go, did I just shit on the floor? Did I just take a fucking dump on the stairs?
Did I just fuck up?
Are people mad at me?
Are you not allowed to do that?
Are they worried about me because I fell down the stairs? Or are they upset that I took a shit on the carpet floor? As a 5-year-old. But this is my first vivid memory, 5 years old. I do not remember anything past year 5.
Yeah.
But I did survive the same time as BlackBerry was at its peak. 2005. The last great year of the berry. Of the BlackBerry. We revolutionized phones. Year 6. Started grade 1. My first grade 1. When it was time to go into class, I started crying.
Mm-hmm.
I started crying because I realized that I was leaving my parents. And I went, no.
Did you not go to kindergarten?
You know what? I did go to kindergarten.
So, yeah.
That was a great one. I completely missed that.
No, it's fine. It's just funny that you cried after you already knew school was happening for 2 years, and then you're like again?
Yeah. But this was legit. This was the big leagues.
Yeah, it's different though. Yeah, it feels different.
This was the show.
Yeah.
This was
because you get to go to that big playground that you've been seeing for forever, from what it seems like forever from the kindergarten. You're like, oh, I can't wait to get to that side of life.
Yeah.
And then you get there. It's fucking scary.
It was. But hey, after the first day, we were okay. We were all right.
Yeah.
We made it through. We made it through grade 1. Everything was all right. Also, in the year 2006, I lived during the release of the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift.
That's what I'm fucking talking about.
Now, they consider Tokyo Drift as the third movie, technically, but that's a lie. It's just a spin-off. They didn't have none of the original characters.
Yeah.
I consider it just a spin-off, but we'll say it was the third movie.
Kind of like American Pie Beta House type shit.
Yeah, it was a spin-off movie. People fucking hated it. They hated Tokyo Drift. I didn't think it was a bad movie, but I don't consider it like the third movie in the line. I consider it like a spin-off movie. They're in Tokyo. You got Paul Walker's cousin. That doesn't fucking count.
No.
What the fuck we doing here?
Not even close.
Why in Tokyo?
Yeah.
You got one or two guys from the original movie, but then in the later movies, they never even addressed that they were in Tokyo.
Because they weren't in Tokyo.
Because they weren't.
Yeah.
That was a purgatory movie.
Yeah.
That was like you get hit in the head and then you're in a coma and it's Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift.
It's like an alternate universe, an alternate reality. Yeah.
I watched Rush Hour 2 when I was in year 6 years old, watched Rush Hour 2. And in grade 1, for some reason, there was another kid who also watched Rush Hour 2. And we would recreate the scenes at recess. And my friend, he was my Asian friend Patrick,
Makes sense.
and obviously he played Jackie Chan.
You had a tough role as Chris Tucker there.
I was Chris Tucker.
Yeah.
I loved playing Chris Tucker in Rush Hour 1 or Rush Hour 2 at recess. We did the scene where they hang from the rafters, and I don't know what, but we kind of knew the movies, you know. Patrick, real G.
Yeah.
I miss him. I don't know what happened, but he was dope. He was like my first ethnic friend, I would say.
Yeah.
You know. Then I graduated grade 1. Finished grade 1, learned how to write, learned how to read, you know, learned how to somewhat write my name between the lines.
Yeah.
Somewhat. Year 7. Started grade 2. I remember my grade 2 teacher, Mrs. Patterson. She had really thick thighs. But these weren't thick thighs like, wow, she's sexy.
Yeah.
These were thick thighs as in like I saw her veins.
Under thighs.
As in they weren't big, but they weren't. This was when I was like started to think about health for the first time. Where I go, why are they purple? Why are her veins purple?
Yeah.
Started thinking about her thighs, her thick thighs. You know, I moved schools. Went to a different school for grade 2, and I stayed there till the end of elementary. Sometimes I still drive by it, and I go, man, I really peaked here
In grade 2?
in grade 2.
It's a tough year to peak.
I really peaked in grade 2. You know, I look at the playground where we had recess. I was like, fuck, man. You know, I remember the days of just like collecting leaves and like, you know, bullying the black kid. You know, we didn't know what we were doing. And I don't
What
think,
would you say to him?
like, it's not what you think. It's not that.
I didn't think it was that.
well,
You're fucking 7 years old. I hope it's not that.
It wasn't that.
You don't even know that yet.
You know what? I think it's excusable. If I did say that in grade 2, I wouldn't have even known what I was saying.
If you did say that in grade 2, I would definitely say, yeah, you peaked. You learned a lot in grade 2.
I learned a lot.
Yeah. You knew derogatory terms towards black people.
But I don't even think if he was called, I don't even think he would have known what he was being called. He'd be like, hey, these are my friends.
Yeah.
You know?
He grows up just loving the word. He's like, yeah, why didn't you call me the N-word when we were hanging out the other night? I don't understand. Do you not like me?
Year 8, 2008. Oh, yeah, I graduated grade 2, by the way.
Good
Year
for you.
8, 2008. Big year.
Yeah.
2008. Huge year. Really big year. 2008, a lot of shit went down. You know, we got a big year. I watched The Dark Knight in theaters.
There we go.
In theaters.
You watched that when you were 8 years old?
Yeah, when the year
Oh,
came
man,
out.
Yeah. What was I? 12, 13? Yeah, okay.
It was somebody's birthday or something, and I went. I didn't know anything that was happening. Now that I realize it, besides just Batman.
Yeah, it's Batman.
It's Batman. That's the Joker.
It's crazy. You kind of watched it too early, where it's like you didn't really appreciate what you just saw. Where it's like it's how you just saw the performance of a lifetime from a guy.
Heath Ledger.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like you just like I mean, it's still sick, but like you really didn't get it though.
We talking about Heath Ledger or Commissioner Gordon?
Both. Now we're talking about both.
Christian Bale.
No, whatever. Christian Bale's fine. He's
Like-
good. He's great, but not not Joker.
Not Joe. I mean, yeah. I mean, he also died like right after that.
He
Right?
killed himself.
He did the Joker and then offed himself.
Yeah, the Joker killed him.
Yeah, that's the theory. Is he literally turned into the Joker and then just killed himself.
Yeah, the theory is like, I don't think it's a theory. It's like confirmed. Like he was so immersed into this role that he was like gone. He went crazy and killed himself, dude. It's insane. Like the performance of a lifetime. He gave his life for that role.
Started grade 3. I started grade 3. Very fun year. This is the first year I got put beside the teacher's desk because I was a nuisance
Nice.
to the rest of the class.
This is when you start becoming comic.
This is when I started realizing, yeah, I'm different. I got pictures. Fuck, I should have brought it. I have to see my grade 3 teacher at the end of the year.
Bro, this is a perfect Bobby's Oldies.
I know. I'll bring it in next time.
Yeah, next time. Okay.
Our teacher at the end of the year gave us a CD to like remember by, and I found it the other day, and it was just like, yeah, there was one, I guess, during the holidays we were making gingerbread houses, and the teacher took pictures of all of us with our gingerbread houses, and you just see me just once everyone's got like a group that they're making in it, and I'm just there by myself with this jalopy of a fucking gingerbread house right beside the teacher's desk. Yeah, and I'm just like enjoying my life. I'm like, hell yeah, you know.
Honestly, the picture I have of you is you like not really looking at the picture being taken. Like you're just so into like sculpting a ball of gingerbread and icing. It's just like there's no door, there's no root. It's just a ball, and it's not hollow either. Like
there's no structure.
It looks like a hurricane went through your gingerbread land, and you're like, yeah, this is perfect.
A hurricane of icing and frosting and gumdrops.
Your teacher's like sitting at the desk, just like,
oh fuck, yeah.
Here's Robert.
The whole time the teacher's sitting there, just fucking chugging gingerbread crackers at him, just icing and frosting.
Yeah, you're throwing it. The picture is you throwing him, just
the icing and frosting's flying everywhere.
It's all over you.
Halloween dance.
Nice.
Dressed up as a zombie.
Did you get any girls at this dance?
I was a zombie.
Did you get any girls at this dance?
I was wearing a mask. A zombie mask.
Okay, yeah, you didn't get any girls.
What do you mean? I was wearing a zombie mask.
What do you mean? What do I mean? I asked you if you got any girls 3 times, then you kept saying I was wearing a mask. It's like, okay, you didn't get a girl. Like, sorry, you did get a girl with them. The mask worked. Like,
no.
Okay. I didn't know because you said you peaked at 7, so I was like, oh, you must have been getting hand jobs by 8. Like, I don't know.
This was it. No, this is the peak. This is the year after the peak. So there was nothing.
Oh, you were done fucking at that point. You're like, I'm tired.
I was done.
Run through all these 7-year-olds at school.
Because people say I'm a 50-year-old man already. Like they say I'm an old soul.
Yeah.
So if we're using that logic, if it's double my age, all right. So then let's say by all right, by the time I was 7 in grade 2, back in year 7. Let's say I was, if we're using the logic, I was already technically 25 back then, if we really think about it. So I was already tired. My dick didn't work. You know, it was over.
Shouldn't be tired at 25 sexually.
Graduated grade 3.
This is good. I'm glad you're an educated man.
I graduated grade 3. Yeah. I still made it through, even though they put me beside the teacher's desk. I will say this: my grade 3 teacher was a cool dude, Mr. Cartagena.
Okay.
Cartagena.
French.
No. Cartagena is a city in Spain, I believe, and I don't think he was a Spanish guy, but he definitely would tell us that his last name is a city in Spain. Does that make sense?
Sounds like he was leaving breadcrumbs. I think he was Spanish.
He's a cool dude, Scott Cartagena. I think he's dead now. Last time I heard he got testicular cancer. I don't know if he died. Maybe they cut it out. Maybe they didn't.
Yeah.
But you know, he was a real dude. He was a very nice guy, very nice teacher. Because there were 2 male teachers at the time teaching grade 3. It was Scott Cartagena was my guy, and then there was Mr. Doyle. I think it was either Mr. Doyle or Mr. Boyle. I'm pretty sure it was Mr. Doyle. I don't think his name was Mr. Boyle. I definitely don't think it was that. It was Mr. Doyle.
Either, honestly. Boyle is more of a last name than Doyle, I think.
Mr. Doyle was a complete prick. You'd hear him screaming across the fucking hallway.
Nice, dude.
And we got the good teacher. You know, we got the nice guy, and then you got Mr. Doyle. I think he made the black kid cry. I'm not.
What did he say?
We had this black kid.
What did he say to him?
I don't know what he said. Probably wasn't that. It's probably more like, why don't you do your homework, you fucking... No, he didn't say...
Bobby's.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
B is a laugh.
Okay.
So it should be A, though.
That's all right. That's the saying. This is technically Bobby's oldies. This is Bobby's accomplishments.
Yeah, this is probably... We don't have a button for that one yet.
You hear this, you fucking therapist? Hear this? I'm doing my homework.
Bobby's accomplishments.
Yeah, you hear him screaming across the fucking hallway, and it's like, dude, what do you? Now that I'm older, it's like, what the hell? What was so intense? Like, what happened?
Dude, what do you mean? It's a nightmare life.
It is true.
8-year-olds is like the worst, dude.
Now that I'm older, I realize that Mr. Doyle was probably like that version of like just like a hipster dude. He was just a hipster. He seemed like a hipster guy.
He wasn't an old guy?
He wasn't old. No, he was a young dude.
Oh, I was picturing so he's a young guy.
He was like a young dude.
Oh, he just couldn't handle it.
But he was old to us, obviously, because we were 8.
Yeah.
But
how old would this guy be? Like, now ballpark that.
Probably mid-20s.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah. He had his own shit going on. He was 25.
He was,
right?
Oh my God.
Just losing his shit that he's like, nah, I gotta go deal with these fucking 8-year-olds.
Yeah.
Just making shitty gingerbread houses all day.
I don't think he let his kids make gingerbread houses.
Yeah, he's like, fuck it, put your heads down. Everyone be quiet.
Scott Cartagena let us make gingerbread houses. Mr. Doyle locked his kids in his fucking classroom and said, "Merry fucking Christmas. You're not leaving here until all your fucking homework is done." And then he got visited by the three ghosts of Christmas Eve, Christmas.
He sounds like a
past.
Scrooge. Yeah.
He was that type of dude.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm being a little hard.
Sounds
on
like
him.
the kind of guy who plays heads up 7-Up and then doesn't pick anyone to put the thumbs down.
And then just goes and on his phone.
Yeah, just chills.
All right, kids, put your fucking heads down.
Someone puts their head up and he fucking hits them.
It's heads down time.
He's throwing apples at you.
And then I graduated grade 3.
So there we fucking go.
I made it through grade 3 with all the hope in the world. I will say, as for even being put beside the teacher's desk, being beside Mr. Cartagena wasn't the worst thing. All right,
Sounds like it was great.
wasn't the worst thing. Being he was one of the bros.
Sounds like the best seat in the house.
Wasn't the worst guy. Yeah, he moved me beside people because I would distract all the other kids with my trying to make friends and be funny.
Yeah, with your hilarious jokes, dude.
Yeah, with my hilarious jokes.
He only did it because he's like, I can't be having this guy. He's too funny. I can't have this.
I can't have this.
Yeah, like I gotta teach these guys stuff. I can't have them just doing jokes.
He did the animation club one time. I think I joined the animation club, and we made he gave us a digital camera, and we had to make guys out of Play-Doh, like figurines out of clay or shit.
Yeah.
And then take a picture, move it an inch, take another picture, move it an inch, take another picture. That was the animation club. I did that once, and then I don't know what happened after that. But he was the head of the animation club, so he had a creative. He wanted to nourish a creative sense of soul in these children.
Absolutely.
He was a good dude.
Does this guy come into play later on in the story?
Nope.
Oh,
This is it.
that's
Once
too
we move
bad.
on, we'll never hear about this guy again. I don't know what happened.
I like this guy.
Maybe he got testicular cancer the next year.
I like that. There's potentially got testicular cancer, but we don't know.
That's what you get for putting me beside your desk. But to make the gingerbread houses. Too far?
Jesus. What?
Too far?
No. It's not confirmed, so we don't know.
Well, he's probably still alive. Testicular cancer is pretty easy to
Hopefully.
hopefully.
Yeah.
Year 9. 2009. I started grade 4. I also lived through the release of Fast and the Furious 4.
Yes, you did.
Grade 4 and Fast and the Furious 4, 2009.
You're getting old enough to appreciate these movies now, too.
I'm getting old enough to know they exist.
Yeah.
Fast and the Furious, what's it about? Cars.
Is this the year you kind of caught up to the Fast and the Furious? Like you watched 1, 2, 3, and then you got to 4?
I don't think I've watched any of them at this point.
Really?
Yeah, but
Oh,
I'm very appreciative that I was alive as these courses of these movies were being released. I was also developing as a man.
Yeah, okay.
I'm very appreciative of the fact that Vin Diesel and Paul Walker were racing cars and robbing banks as I was making gingerbread houses, sitting beside the teacher's desk, and now entering grade 4.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, I went through grade 3 with all the, I might have been put beside a teacher's desk, but I had all the hope in the world. I learned a little bit of multiplication, a little bit of division, touch to get me looped up for grade 4. I had everything ready to go. All the hopes in the world. And then fucking grade 4 came. And then I came into grade 4. My grade 4 teacher told my mom that I should get tested for ADHD.
Nice. Yeah, that's when it happens.
I got tested for ADHD. My mom said this is bullshit. My mom complained to the school. That teacher kept her fucking mouth shut the rest of the year.
Yeah. Yeah, why don't you just do your fucking job, bitch?
She hated me.
Yeah.
She hated me. She
Yeah.
ruined my grade 4 experience.
Yeah.
Ruined it. And she was Jewish too, man. Jew on Jew crime. What the fuck is that about?
That's how it always goes. Black on black, Jew on Jew, Asian on Asian.
I was supposed to be your favorite student,
Yeah.
but I wasn't. You ruined it. You ruined grade. One time we were there was a fire drill. There was a fire alarm drill, and I went outside, and we had to all line up in our classes on the field. And I started kind of going back and forth between one of the lines. And I think my teacher was really fed up at this point. So she just walked up to me with her teeth just grilled and her just like grilled, right? Just like, stop it. I'm like, whoa.
It's so scary when an adult fucking gets their teeth all like that. It's just like, yo, what are you doing?
Relax, lady.
You know what it is, though? That's them not hitting you.
Yeah.
Because you're a
I
kid.
thought I was going to get hit.
That's what because she was going to.
I still vividly remember her getting really mad.
I think it's primal too because you think like a dog goes like shows you its teeth, it means like it's gonna it's warning you. It's primal. I think that's when humans go like this, like that's warning you. But we don't really know what we're doing. But it's like primal. We're like my dad did that when we were in church. My brother and I would fuck around so much, and then my dad would be like, "Stop Like he like fucking like he was pissed at us, dude.
When someone grills their teeth at you, that you better fucking diffuse
Honestly,
the
that's
situation.
a nice adult, honestly, because they want to hit you so badly, and they
couldn't.
don't. You know,
They don't.
Yeah, because they don't. Some people do. Some adults do. Some adults skip the teeth gritting and they just hit you.
I think grade 4, I also got put beside the teacher's desk,
Of course, that's your seat now.
but the vibes were bad. The vibes
Yeah,
weren't.
she's not nice. Yeah.
The vibes weren't like Mr. Scott Carjanian in grade 3 with the gingerbread houses.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
this was. Hey, I'm putting you here because you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You're going behind this desk because you're a fucking piece of
She made an
shit.
example of you.
All these other kids have potential. You have nothing going for you already. Like I said, I passed my prime.
Yeah.
I passed the peak in grade 2. You know, you're sitting behind this desk and you just shut the fuck up. You know, and then my mom complained. And then I got put back in a group. And did I learn anything? No, I just kept distracting everybody.
Yeah.
But hey, you know what? I gave those kids the fucking grade 4 of the year. I was a sacrificial lamb for everyone else to have a good grade 4 because of this miserable fucking cunt that was teaching grade 4.
Yeah.
I started karate class.
Wow. I didn't know you knew karate. Cool. Show me your move.
I quit karate class.
Oh, 'cause I was gonna say chop this desk in half, but never mind.
I did karate for a little bit and then I quit.
Okay. Why'd
Now-
you quit? Why'd you quit?
I don't know. I think I just stopped caring. I
Yeah,
just
sure,
stopped.
yeah.
This was
It's a gay way to fight.
this year 9 was the era. Year 9 till about a certain point was the era of quitting. Was my era of quitting stuff. You know, started art class, quit art class. I was a pretty good painter.
Yeah.
Pretty good. I could have made something of myself. You know, I always had an artistic gene, but I could have made something of my artistic vision.
Yeah, real Leonardo of your time. Yeah.
I loved Van Gogh.
Yeah.
Van Gogh was my guy.
Yeah.
You know, I painted a boat one time. You know, I had like actual art class. Yeah, I painted a boat. I painted the boat. It was and then I quit.
Did you just say that differently?
No, I
You painted that boat and then
I
you
drew.
painted the
I
boat?
meant to say I drew the boat and then I painted the boat.
Oh, I see. Okay. I thought it became like the boat. Like they were like, oh, Robert painted a boat. And they're like, yeah, that's the boat. We're going to put it at the front of the school now.
No, I started art class. I quit art class. But hey, grade 4, for as traumatic as it was, at least I fucking made everyone else's time good there. You know, I
you
got
go.
put back in a group. Everyone else had a great time. I don't even remember the kids I was in school with, but all I do remember is they had a good time.
Yeah.
You know, this fucking cunt Jewish teacher. I still look her up on Facebook sometimes. You know that?
What are your plans for it? Like, how are you going to ruin her life one day when you have the time?
We're getting to it.
Okay. Sorry.
We're getting to it. But
I get excited.
I do look her up eventually. I think she's gone private on all of her things. You know, before her Facebook used to be like
Because she knows you're coming for her.
her Facebook used to be like full of like whatever, and I see pictures of her husband. Her husband's some bald guy. I'm sorry you gotta go to sleep behind this guy, Miss Lampert. All right? I'm sorry. All right? Doesn't mean you gotta take it out on me.
Yeah.
You know, I've been holding this in for fucking years, all right? Year 9 was a very traumatic year, all right? I made my bones in year 9. I became fucking a man in year 9, all right? I was in the trenches. I got put beside the teacher's desk by myself. And I had to solitary confinement. And I lived through it to tell the tale. I've made it through. I realized that not everyone's going to like you. You know? Year 4, grade 4, year 9 was a hard year. You know? Build character. I made it through the spikes. Then I graduated grade 4.
Yeah. Luckily.
I graduated.
Somehow. Some way.
Graduated grade 4.
Yeah. Despite that bitch's best efforts, you got through it.
Year 10.
You okay?
Started grade 5. My grade 4 teacher asked, same school. Grade 4 teacher asked my grade 5 teacher. I remember we were playing basketball one time, right? And our classes were mixed. My grade 5 teacher was an absolute sweetheart, Mrs. Ng. I love her to this day. She was so, compared to the grade 4 teacher, she was a godsend. I think it was her first year teaching at that school
she's
too.
nice. She's happy. Green.
Nice
Ready.
little Vietnamese
Yeah.
lady. She was incredible. She made learning. She made me excited to come to school. I don't think she ever put me beside the teacher's desk.
No.
I don't know what. Not that I changed my behavior or anything,
No.
but I don't think she could do that year 1. I think she needed to become a little more bitter and jaded before she starts throwing kids.
Yeah, you were cute to her. She was like, oh, it's just a cute kid.
Yeah. She wasn't as disheveled and bitter as the grade 4 teacher.
Yeah.
But one time we were playing basketball at the court, and I was from the other side of the court, and I looked to the other side, and it's my grade 5 teacher and my grade 4 teacher. So they start talking, and I learned how to lip read in this very moment. I saw her mouth the words, "How's Robert?" to my grade 5 immediately. No hello. No, she does this stupid fucking look where she turns her head to the side and goes, "How's Robert?" And I read her lips, and she said, "How's Robert?" My grade 5 teacher went, "He's all right."
This sounds like the first time you experienced anxiety, but it could have been a lip reading thing too. I'm not sure.
I was not happy she was in the same room as us playing basketball.
I mean, it almost feels like you kind of like you were just like, oh, she's probably talking about fucking me.
Yeah, and then I looked, and she was.
So, I mean, maybe.
So that's what confirmed the anxiety. You're not wrong. This might have been the first time I experienced anxiety.
No, that's but then you kind of like. I feel like maybe you just kind of like wanted it to be that.
Yeah. I saw her. I saw my grade.
I saw with my own eyes. She said, "Robert."
I saw my grade 4 teacher walk up to my grade 5 teacher, and during that little walk up to her, I knew this conversation is going to be about me.
Yeah,
I know. This is how I knew I was special. This is how I realized I was different than the other kids.
Yeah.
Because I was fucking special.
Yeah, you knew shit.
I knew it. I knew I had an energy that radiated in that entire basketball court.
Damn, dude, that's deep.
My grade 5 teacher said he's all right. And you know what the grade 4 teacher did? She kept her fucking mouth shut.
Damn right she did.
The rest of the year.
Yeah.
I honestly fucking hate this grade 4 teacher.
She probably reflected on herself. She's like, fuck, am I the problem? That could have changed her.
I just remember going to get tested for ADHD. And like I had been to the pediatrician before, the doctor before, and he was my dog, right? Simon Weiss, my doc. He was my guy. He was a legendary fucking doctor up in North York in Vaughan. He was legendary. A lot of people went to him because what stood him apart from the other doctors was after you finished the appointment, he'd have a little Snoopy thing, like a little Snoopy structure, like a Snoopy dog, and he'd press a button and it would sing a song, and then its mouth would open and you'd get a cookie, and he'd give you a cookie like out of the thing, and you were like, yeah, that's what made people fucking like, oh, yeah, that's my dog, right? And I'd been to him before, but this was different. You know, there's nothing physical that he did here. These were questions that he asked. And I don't remember what the questions were. I just remember feeling something's off here. You know, something is off. Like, why aren't you like touching my knees or something, or like looking in my throat, or, you know, something weird. But then later I find out years later that I think this guy, he did a circumcision and the kid died, and now I think he's in jail. But besides that,
Jesus. Yeah, okay.
I don't know if it's the same Simon Weiss, but I think it's the same guy.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm not sure. I was like, is this the fucking same guy? And I'm 95% sure it's him. I think this happened years later, but at the time he was cool. I don't know if that kid, you know, after he got his foreskin cut off, got a Snoopy cookie and then died later that night. Who knows? You know, maybe he did. I hope he definitely did get us. He probably got two. Probably got 2 Snoopy cookies.
Yeah.
You know?
Probably got 2 circumcisions too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Too many circumcisions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now I remember I don't remember the questions, but I think they were the typical ADHD questions, like you know, do you have trouble sitting still?
Yeah.
Do you have fidget or whatever? And my mom's like, you know, Eastern European immigrant lady. I'm first generation. And he said, what the fuck is this shit? What the fuck is this fucking bullshit? Yeah. Then she went to the school, complained. I just remember sitting outside the principal's office, just hearing them yelling. Just hearing them yelling, just hearing them just like, what kind of fucking school is this? What the fuck is this? What, you guys these stupid bullshit questions? You put them beside the fucking teacher's desk? What the hell is that about? You know, I don't think they tried to get her fired. They didn't go that far, but you know, they got to make a scene. You know,
yeah.
You send me to the doctor for this bullshit. You know, my mom, she didn't know what the fuck ADHD was. She thought I had a disease. She thought I was broken. I was like, my child's broken.
Yeah.
You know? But it's like, do you not sit still? Yeah, and I think, you know what? I think if I'm older and fucking... Thank God for my mom, because if she was just like a third-generation Canadian white lady, I would have been put on Adderall. I would have been put on Ritalin. I would have definitely got put beside back to sitting with the other kids. You know,
you would have been in another classroom.
Because I would have been a zombie.
Yeah. They
would have just put me on a leash and send me to another class. I know the classroom you're talking about.
Oh yeah.
We had it. Every school had it.
They
that
get the
classroom.
laptops, the cool shit, dude.
That classroom you never wanted to go to, you know? You had that kid drawing swastikas in his notebook.
Yep.
You know that guy?
Oh, yeah.
You had that one kid playing fucking Happy Wheels
on
the computer.
He's
with
the kid who made a hit list later in high school. When
blood
he really
and gore.
got creative, yeah.
And then, you know, the teacher in that class, they don't give a fuck. You know, they don't care. There's 5 kids in this whole class. Do whatever the fuck you want. Start drawing swastikas.
What an easy job that special ed teacher has. As much as people are like, oh, I feel bad for these EAs. It's like they get to just run around with retarded kids all day. That sounds sick, dude.
Yeah.
That's fun. Are you kidding me?
I don't know. There was a kid well, I'm skipping ahead, but there was a kid in grade 8 special ed class where he went, he did start drawing swastikas in his notebook and then started chanting Holocaust, Holocaust.
That's sick, dude. That's so fun.
What a fucking, he's probably listening to Kanye.
Dude, honestly, dude, I did this. I was when I was in college. I did a placement at a boys and girls club. And there was this kid like heavy ADHD, not like
Sure.
not the bullshit they're doing with you, where you're just like, yeah, you have little troubles focusing or whatever. This kid was like he could not sit still, like wants to run around. Dude, I was in the prime of my life. I was just like, this is sick, because we'd go play basketball for 5 minutes, we'd go draw for 5, like we just run around, dude. I was like, this is awesome, dude.
He kept you on your toes.
Fucking loved it, dude.
Yeah.
I got tested for ADHD like 3 times in school. Same thing, grade 4. Like Melm came in, was like, no, it's not real. Then I got to meet this kid, and I was like, I fucking love this shit, dude. This is how I want to live, dude.
Bro, ADHD just means you have a fucking personality. God forbid a kid has a fucking personality nowadays.
I could ask a joke here and there in class.
God forbid I want my fellow classmates to have a good time in grade 4.
Yeah, let's not act like this is fun.
We read that stupid book. You know that book where there's like it was this book we read in grade 4. I'm going back and forth here. I know we're on year 10, but in grade 4 we read that book where there was like this fucking Japanese bitch, and she got leukemia from the fucking radiation from the bomb that they dropped, and what she had to do was make 1,000 cranes. 1,000 paper cranes, and if she made 1,000 paper cranes, she got a wish.
I do briefly remember this.
I'm pretty sure she died at the end, so I don't think that did anything. But God forbid we have a good time reading this fucking story.
Yeah.
You know, God forbid I poke somebody on, hey, this fucking stupid content. You know,
I thought maybe you should make 1,001 cranes. Eh? This dumb bitch.
You know what I'm talking about? It's like, all right, you're going beside the teacher's desk, and I'm going to grill my teeth at you for 3 hours. All right. Sorry, Miss Lampert.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Dumb cunt.
Yeah, dude, I can't wait for your vengeance on this lady.
I actually, it's in here.
I know.
It's in here. We'll get to it. My grade 5 teacher, Miss Singh, was a sweetheart, though. She was great. She had a brother who was a detective, I guess an actual police detective, and they came in one time into our classroom, plain clothes, him and his partner, and they came in and they're like, hi, yeah, we're cops. Hello, it's my sister. You guys taking care? He came in all just the sickest dude. Just came in, this police detective just fucking came in, put his hand around our teacher, his sister. You know, you guys taking care of my baby sister? You guys taking care of my baby sister? He goes, yeah, we're cops. You know, we got handcuffs. Pulls out the handcuffs, show us. We go, whoa, real metal handcuffs. We got handcuffs, and we are also licensed to carry firearms. And he just like kind of flashed the handle of his gun.
Jesus.
And we were like, whoa. Whoa, and then his partner was like, yeah, you know, we're just in the school, you know, investigating some shit. And out of all, they're like, what the fuck were they investigating?
Why are they telling you too?
They weren't investigating jack shit. What? If somebody stole someone's lunch? What the fuck were you investigating? There's bullshit. You were investigating. Fuck off, man. What the fuck you investigating here? But they just came in big dick, bro. If I was a police detective and I went in with a bunch of fucking 10-year-olds, yeah, man, I'm showing my gun. You know? Listen, that guy's life probably sucks. All right, he's fucking. This was back then, you know. I got a PS3 though, which was I think that was the peak. I finally got a PS3 going into end of grade 5, grade 6. Fucking, that was it. GTA 4, Call of Duty, World at War. That was it, bro. I spent fucking hours on that. I think, bro. Once I got it, there ain't nothing.
That's the only thing you need for ADHD. Just get your kid a fucking PS3, dude.
Yeah. My mom's like, you know what? You don't have ADHD. Here's a PlayStation.
Yeah. This will calm you down a little.
Here's a PlayStation. Here's guns and violence.
It'll calm you down around me, and then you go fucking run terror on your teachers when you go to school tomorrow.
Oh, and then I did also for the first time watch Scarface between grade 4 and grade 5.
Yeah.
And I don't remember the whole movie. Like, I remember the movie, but I remember the whole time I watched. I think the only thing that stuck with me was the next day I went to school and I called my teacher a cockroach. And I think I called Miss Lampert a cockroach. I'm like, you're a fucking cockroach. And she was like, what? Like, and I was like, it's saying scenes from the movie. Or whatever, my mom was driving me to school one time and I was like, hey, Frank, where's the money? And she just went, what? I knew I shouldn't have let you watch that fucking movie. My mom was sick, bro. She let me watch all these movies when I was younger. She let me watch Scarface. She let me watch Goodfellas. This is where my love for the mafia movies came in. My love for the mob movies.
That's where the shirt came from, dude.
The shirt? Dude, I had to dress up for this episode. You see why I had to put on something nice for this episode. We're fucking digging deep.
Makes so much sense when you walked in. I was like, what the fuck?
We're going fucking deep. Anytime I wear a nice shirt for this pod, it was gonna be a great fucking episode.
The
all right?
one time I don't dress up, and here we fucking go. All right, we're halfway through your life. Let's go.
we're doing a fucking 2-hour pod. I don't even give a fuck.
Wait, we're only on. We're going into. We're still on year 10.
We're still on year 10. PS3. Got the PS3. Played fucking video games. Best, bro. The best. I had PS2 and stuff before. You know, I started watching Scarface. I started watching Goodfellas. I loved Goodfellas just for the Sopranos. Oh my god. I started watching The Sopranos. Again, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I didn't know anything that was happening. I just liked the violence part. And as I got older, I started to understand, obviously, more and more about how fucking artistic and amazing these movies were. And the TV show The Sopranos, incredible TV show, one of the best. And then I graduated grade 5. Now, between year 10 and year 11, I should say this was the summer of year 11, before I started grade 6. I jerked off for the first time ever to Sasha Grey getting brutally throat fucked by 2 dudes, and I blew a huge load, so huge that my ass started to hurt. And now that I realized that my ass was hurting because that was my prostate taking its final form. And then I started grade 6, going into middle school.
A man. An ejaculated man.
An ejaculated man. I jerked off I told my girl I jerked off for the first time when I was 11.
That's not a bad name for this episode. An ejaculated man.
An ejaculated man.
It's pretty good.
It's not bad.
Yeah,
it's
I like
right.
the ring to that.
It's all right.
Okay.
First time, bro.
Bank it.
Sasha Grey. You know Sasha Grey?
I'm gonna look her up right now.
Look her up.
I definitely know Sasha Grey. I know that name.
Bro, this chick was the porn star of the early 2000s to the early 2010s. Or I guess all of the 2000s to the early 2010s.
This chick?
Yes, that chick.
I haven't seen much for her work.
Sasha Grey, bro. Sasha Grey changed. I never looked at a woman the same way again after I watched Sasha Grey get her throat brutally fucked by 2 dudes. Just going to town on her.
She has an IMDb. She's in actual movies, though.
She was the chick, dude. She was in Entourage. She had some movies. Yeah, now she's just a Twitch streamer. She just does cooking videos all day. She's been retired. She retired in 2011, the first year that I jerked off to her.
Yeah, I mean, that throat fucking video really took her over the edge. Yeah.
It was, you could still find it, definitely. I still remember it, but I literally found it. I jerked off to it maybe a month ago, and I was like, man, this is where it all started, huh? It still holds up to
She's
this
in
day.
so many movies. Oh, my God.
Sasha Grey was...
Oh, no, it's all porn. Never mind. I see.
Most of it's porn, but she was in a couple of...
Parade, Strap Attack 6, Swallow My Squirt, Innocence, Brat, Squirt. Yeah, it's all porn.
It's all porn.
That makes sense. That's why I was like, dude, she's in hundreds of
Bro,
movies.
this chick was the Meryl Streep of porn, dude.
Yeah, no, she's in everything.
I don't care what
Jesus.
anybody says. Sasha Grey was my fucking... She just took over. Like, I don't even know where I heard about her or what happened. It wasn't even like I was on the homepage looking for her. I just knew she was... Somehow I just heard. I just knew. I don't know where. But I just knew... Bro, once I busted that first nut to Sasha Grey getting her face just brutally fucking hammered by just 2 dudes who did not give a just treated her like a complete object, I was like, oh my God, like, this is women? Sick.
Yeah, they're too young, I think.
Way too young. I realize now how... I told my girl I jerked off at 11 to this, and she went, oh my God.
Yeah.
I was still sleeping with a doll.
Yeah.
I'm 2 years older than her. She was like, I was still sleeping with a doll. was like, holy fuck.
Yeah, that's a little too young.
She was sleeping with a doll, and in the summer of year 10 to going to year 11, I was jerking off to Sasha Grey.
Crazy too. You started with like real porn.
Real porn.
First time I jerked off was like YouTube, like just two girls making out. I was like, that's as far as I can take this. I can't.
Like,
I don't know if I can do any more.
Nobody even taught me really how to jerk off, but I just sort of figured it out. I guess through the porn, you just oh, this is how they do that. All right.
Yeah.
I think there's something could come out, and then I did it. Yeah, the ass pain I felt was like intense, but I
Here's
realized
your thumb, wasn't it?
oh, the thumb goes in here when I do it. Imagine that's the first time you jerk off. You put a thumb in your butt, and that's just how you always jerk
All
off.
you know is that two guys have to throw fuck a chick, and your thumb has to be up your ass the whole time. That's the only way you know how to fuck.
I can't believe, bro. That was it, man. That was when I went from being a fucking boy,
To a pervert.
to a just I couldn't just that whole summer, dude. I was just fuck. I don't think I've still recovered.
Were you telling boys about that? You're like, yo,
No.
shit, dude. No, you really? You kept that to yourself?
Nope. Didn't tell nobody. Kept it all to myself.
Damn, dude.
Kept it all.
Can't be sitting on gold like
What's this
that.
one?
Is that the one you're looking for?
Sure.
Which one are you looking for?
I don't know. I just want to know what it did. But yeah, dude, it was. I didn't tell nobody. But bro, Sasha Grey was just. Bro, you know what separated her from all the other porn stars? She got into it. She was loyal. She might have not enjoyed it deep down, but she came to work.
Couldn't see it on the screen though. Yeah.
No, she came to work,
Yeah.
bro. She the dirty shit this girl's the shit that came out of this girl's mouth, the dirty fucking language this girl was spitting. My year 11 brain was just like, what the
So you saw it for the first time, and then obviously, like, it's not like you stopped at that point, right? Like, I just opened the floodgates for a 10-year-old.
Oh, I think I've seen her entire filmography.
There's a
Like
lot.
that IMDb page,
Oh,
I've
yeah.
seen it all. I've seen
What
it
I
all.
was saying though, you're just sitting there like, yep. No, that one. Yep, that one's in there too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cover My Face 5.
You've seen 1 through 6.
I've seen it all. I've seen, bro. She was like, I don't even know how to explain it. She just like took the industry by storm. And again, last episode we talked about this, but I appreciate seeing greatness. I appreciate people being at
Yes.
the top of their craft.
Yeah.
She was the fucking chick, bro. I don't even think, because you know what happens is like when porn stars, like they retire and then they go on the fucking BBC News and then they go, oh, I regret all of that. I can't believe I did all that. That was so stupid. I've not heard one interview of Sasha go, yeah, I regret it. Not one. She doesn't do porn anymore. She's been retired almost.
She made her money. Yeah, she's good.
She's famous now, bro. The generational legacy this girl has made. Like, she's on Twitch now, and she's killing it on Twitch. She's just streams herself doing like playing video games now and fucking whatever, cooking videos, making tortillas with processed cheese. Making white people food. And then she turns around wearing the apron. And you just see her magnificent ass, and you're like, oh my god. Like, this shit I've seen this girl do, where I'm like, just ruin me, bro, the porn star. Like, you can argue Jenna Jameson, you can argue all those porn stars. I knew a lot. Jenna Jameson, you could argue who's that other fucking Jenna? Not there was Jenna Jameson. There was Tori Black. There was that one fucking chick, the blonde girl with the really big lips. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm fucking forgetting it. But she was a whore too. But she's like, But Sasha Grey, she had personality in her videos. That's what I wanted to say. She had the personality of just like a whore, and it was just so like these chicks now, bro. These OnlyFans girls, these fucking adult models now, they don't have the fucking.
They got no soul.
They don't got 1/10 of the whore personality that she did, and they call them empowered. You know how they say like, "Oh, I'm being a whore is empowering for me." Bro, Sasha Grey was the empowered whore.
Sasha Grey didn't have to say she was a whore. You could feel it.
You could feel the empowerment coming off her.
Yeah.
There was an interview she did on the Tyra Banks show in 2006 where she started porn at 18, bro. She was doing. I watched her get fucking gangbanged by 15 dudes at 12 years old.
Dedication.
Dedicated to the craft, man.
Yeah, that's waking up at 4 like Kobe Bryant.
She was
doing your
dedicated
stretches.
to the craft, bro. And I
Yeah.
don't care what these fucks say. She owned the fuck from 2005 to 2011 when she retired. Really short span. She made such a fucking impact that every girl after that tried to start copying what she did. Started yelling in their videos. She would yell. She'd be getting fucked and screaming. She'd be like, and not like in a I'm in pain way. Like, you better fuck me harder, you fucking pussy bitch. That was her. She would, bro. That gangbang, bro. My God, these you think fucking Lily Phillips and Body Blue, these fucking dykes now, you think they don't have 1/10 of the personality that Sasha Grey did. Yeah, she didn't get fucking railed by 1,000 dudes, but she could have, and she would have done it with a smile. Body Blue ain't got no personality. She just sits there with her stupid British accent. Like,
Yeah.
that's my British accent.
Yeah. Nailed it.
I made my mom stand in line for the midnight release of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3.
Nice. Good mom.
Great mom.
Yeah.
I was alive at the same time that Fast and the Furious 5, Fast 5
Yeah.
was released.
When they started short forming a little, they're like, we got to do something about this.
Year 11.
Yeah.
Fast 5. The great Fast 5. Like, that's when they started changing it from Fast and the Furious to Fast blank.
Because they're just so popular at that point. They're like, you know what we mean.
We got to do something else. When it was just like, when it went from being the Fast and the Furious.
Is this when they brought The Rock in? Was Fast 5 when they brought The Rock
I
in?
think so.
Yeah.
I think that was the one where they brought The Rock in. Yeah.
As well.
It's a good one. I had a cell phone. My first cell phone. It was one of those keypad, like, slide-up phones. You know, but I would never use the internet on that thing because, like, you couldn't. You know, when you'd accidentally click on the internet on one of those old phones and you'd quickly have to, like, exit out of there because they would charge you, like, insane money if you use the internet on, like, your flip phone or your...
Yeah, I was like pay as you go. So yeah, like all my minutes would just go away though. Yeah.
No, I don't mean minutes on your phone. I mean, like data. Like, there was no data at that time.
So I mean, I think it went to your minutes. So like if you had like a certain amount of minutes.
I never paid for the phone plan, though. My mom paid for it.
Yeah.
My mom paid for it, but... like, I would just never go on I just used it to call her.
Yeah.
But it was nice. You know, I had
That's what phones were for.
had a
back
little
then.
snake game on it.
Yeah.
You know, it was nice. Little snake.
Little brick breaker.
Little
Did you
brick
have a
breaker.
brick breaker?
Yeah, I
Like
had brick
BlackBerry and
breaker.
shit.
Yeah, I had brick breaker. I had snake. It was all the best.
Yeah.
Man. Grade 6 itself, man. I did end up again beside the teacher's desk,
Back to the teacher's desk.
but this time my teacher was Miss Harvey Raymond, who, listen, very sweet lady. She was one of those ones like,
Does she have a hyphenated name?
yeah,
That's a boss bitch, eh?
yeah, she was all right. Her husband was a soldier.
Sounds like a cuck, but all right.
I remember her husband was like in the Canadian Armed Forces or whatever. Every Remembrance Day, she'd start crying at the fucking
Putting it on.
every Remembrance Day when they started playing that fucking montage where you'd have to that 2 minutes of whatever. She would just start fucking bawling her eyes out. It's like, yo, your husband's a fucking chef. Like, chill the fuck out. All right. I don't know what he did, but I don't think he ever got deployed. He was alive, is what I'm saying. Right. She started crying. Like, yo. Maybe she was going through some shit, I feel like it's gone a little too far, but like, maybe she was.
No, fuck that, dude. We used to
All
have
right.
ladies like that at the church. They'd start singing and crying really loud and shit. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Stupid.
Yeah, what, you think you're the only one with a fucking person in the army? Like, fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah, we get it. We're supposed to be sad.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, Remembrance Day.
Yeah, fuck it.
Every Remembrance Day.
Probably cried at the Terry Fox assembly too. Like, oh, I knew him.
Yeah. Terry Fox, fucking hero.
Yeah,
You
hero.
know?
Yeah, let's
Hero.
not cry about it.
We don't gotta cry for it.
No, we gotta fucking celebrate it.
He lived his legacy out.
Did her husband die in the army?
No.
No.
I don't
What
think
the
he
fuck-
did.
What the fuck are we crying about
What
then?
are we crying about here?
Guy probably did like fucking tech in the army. Like, he's
Harvey
safe.
Raymond.
He's fine.
What are you crying? He didn't even take his full last name.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. She's hyphenated. She's not like she already got a foot out.
Corporal Raymond is in Iraq, and you're just here crying in a gym.
Fucking other dudes and shit, man. Yeah, fuck her.
What are you doing?
Yeah, she's crying about her affair.
Okay, maybe grade 6 was when I hit my prime, but we'll get into it.
Yeah, yeah.
Year 12. Grade 7. Monumental year for me. Monumental fucking year.
It's a big year, man. Going into middle school.
Monument. This was when I had my second male teacher.
Now. Yeah.
I was already in middle school, grade 6. Grade 7 was grade 6 was the minors. Grade 7 was the fucking, I would say, like,
Fucking show.
it's the show.
Fucking
It's
show,
the big
dude.
league, bro. This is when those old thoughts I had.
What?
No, you're a little fuzz. That's all right. I think I just.
One sec.
No, you're good. Hold on. No, you're good. You're good. No, you're good. You're good. You're good. It's just I turned the volume up too much.
Yeah.
Grade 7, I had my first male teacher. Second male teacher, Mr. Giannone,
Okay.
Italian.
Yeah, of course.
And I was really into the mob movies at this time.
Oh, damn.
I was really into the Goodfellas, into the Godfather,
Yeah.
into fucking, bro, Mr. Giannone was my fucking boy.
Yeah, you were pretty biased going into that one.
He
eh?
was my boy, bro. And not only was he my boy, he was my dog, bro. He was the guy who fucking nourished the planted the seeds of me being a comedian first. You know, he was the guy, bro. Mr. G. We call him Mr. G, bro.
He put you at the front of the class just to be like, now everyone listen to this guy.
No, I still ended up by his desk.
That's what I mean, though. He's because this is what you'll be.
But he only put me beside his desk because he had to, you know? But
I love how every year beside the teacher.
I was every year. I'm telling you, I was beside the teacher, bro. Every fucking year past grade 2. I was beside the teacher's desk, bro. I'm telling you, man. I'm not even exaggerating, bro. But here's the thing. It was the vibes. I think this is why I became such an old soul, is because the only person I had to talk to was my teacher at the time. So I was just listening to their problems, you know? They put me beside their desk. What, you think that means I'm not going to talk? I'm going to we're getting to know each other. You know?
But now you're 12 years old. Now you got some personality to you.
Yeah. And I got these mob movies kicking in. I got fucking Goodfellas coming in.
Yo, Giannone, you seen Goodfellas?
Giannone, bro. Giannone. Well, we called him Mr. G. Because he was fucking, we didn't even realize it was like that. Like, he's a G, but we were like, yo, Mr. G. Yo, Mr. G. Bro, I knew this guy was a gangster. First day of school, he threw a pen cap at a kid because he was talking. And then we were like, yo, this guy's fucking sick, bro. This guy lives up to his word, you know? He's like, if you talk, I will throw something at you, you know? And we're like, what? And then some kid started talking. Mr. G fucking threw a pen cap or an eraser or something, but you wouldn't whip it at the fucking kid.
Threw it.
Yeah, you just threw it, and we're like, holy shit, this guy's a real dude.
That's a little warning shot. It's like, hey, maybe it's gonna be more next time. Maybe it's a textbook next time.
But going into grade 7, we were like, yo, this guy is a man. You know, this guy's throwing shit, bro.
This kid throws shit at kids. He's a fucking man.
Bro, I don't understand how these teachers don't understand the perspective of like you being like grade 12 and you just see a grown man throwing something at you. I got a couple pen caps thrown at me.
Yeah, by Mr. G?
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, but it was with love.
Yeah, of course it was.
You know? But this is when this is how he started the whole like nursing the seed of me being a comic. Is one time he said that he would have this kid where after the bell would ring, he'd consider technically not his teacher, so he would like tell him dirty jokes and shit after the bell, hang out after class, tell him dirty jokes. And I'm like, oh, I'm fucking doing that. You know, I did, so that's what I did. I would like, it was hack shit, you know, I would like look up like whatever hack, like whatever, like dirty jokes and stuff on my phone and stuff. I had like a little iPod. I like look up shit and then I'd stay after class and tell him that, you know. I think when I got that first laugh off the joke that was like, hey, Mr. G, hey, why is pubic hair curly? And he go, why? I go, so girls don't poke their eyes out. And he laughed, and I was like, this is it. This is what I got to do, you know? And he was like, hey, there's a comedian of the class over here, you know, the class clown, bro. He literally, listen, as much as I was put, he's a guy that I owe a lot to just because he let me, he didn't go, oh, this guy needs to get tested for ADHD. He didn't go, oh, this guy is fucking this. He just was like, this kid's a fucking goof. All right, man. Yeah, you will end up beside my desk, but hey, you know what? Let's have fun. I remember I asked him a million questions about like sex at the time because I was really into the porn too, right? Yeah. And I asked him a million questions. I'm like, what's premature ejaculation, Mr. G? And he go, oh, well, that's when you're having sex. And he would just be honest with me. He go, that's when you're having sex and you finished early. You're like, oh. And I'd be like, oh, that's when the white stuff. He'd be like, yeah. I'm like, oh, too early though. He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. All right. Okay, cool. And then like, yeah. And then after every, like we would hang out after class. I'd fucking tell him I'd run dirty jokes by him, you know. He'd sit there and laugh, you know, marking tests and shit, right?
Yeah.
You know, he's a guy that's like, this is why you become a teacher is this is the lost art form of teachers now. A lot of teachers are just in it now for the paycheck. It's like, nah, man, you're nourishing the future generation, you know?
Yeah.
Like, this is what you see these kids, man. You see these kids, what happens to them when they show some sort of, they express themselves in a certain way, creatively, artistically, and then a teacher shuts it down, and then they end up doing fentanyl on fucking Sherborne Street, you know? Like, I know a couple people like that, like really talented artists, but then he just ended up being a fucking drug addict. You know, shout out shit show 45 on Instagram, Anthony Schofield, absolute gangster, right? He's a great street artist now, right? But he was a great artist, and I don't know, I guess they were fucking dicks to him, whatever. And yeah, he was a crack addict for like 20 years. He's clean now, right? And he's walking around Spadina terrifying everybody. But he's the boy, you know? But imagine if a teacher just went, oh, you like drawing these little pictures? All right, let's put you here. You can draw as many pictures as you want, you know? You got to nourish that, man. That's what these teachers don't understand, bro. You're nourishing the future generations, not just a fucking paycheck, Miss Lampert, grade 4, you fucking cunt, all right? You got to nourish these fucking people, all right? That's what Mr. G did. He was a G. Anything I was interested in, he would just let me do it, you know? Fucking mob movies, I'd be like, hey, Don Corleone or whatever. I'd call him Don Giannone, and he'd be like, oh, Don Roberto. Like, yeah, that's what I'm fucking talking about, right? He's the fucking dude, man.
That's so funny.
That was my first, like, oh, and then one time we had a student teacher in our class, Miss Dominguez, and I guess I made a joke like, "Yo, you got acne or whatever," right to her, right? And Mr. G was there, and she was kind of embarrassed, right? Mr. G's like, "What did he say?" And he said I had acne. He just looks at me, he goes, "You're fucking out of shape." He goes, "You're out of fucking shape," and I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I was a fat kid growing up too."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, what?"
That's funny, actually. I do have a funny picture of you. This is when you're doing stand-up, but I can tell you're a little fat.
I was 19 in that one.
Yeah, a scary photo. Let me zoom in on that a little bit. That is Frankenstein if I've ever seen. Look at that face.
I was cuter in grade 7.
I hope so.
I was cuter. I was fat, but I was like chubby. I was cute. You know?
I did find a picture of you fat, too.
Yeah, a little fat picture of me.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, say it. We got time.
Yeah.
Grade 7, man. I that was year 12. Oh, and I survived the 2012 apocalypse. Forgot about that.
Thank God, too.
Survived the 2012 apocalypse.
What are you referring to? What do you mean?
You remember like how everyone said the world was going to end in 2012?
That was like Al Gore shit, right?
No, Al Gore was talking about climate change. This was
that was 2012 though.
No, well, maybe it was all of it. But they were like, it was the Mayan calendar technically, and the Mayan calendar said the world was going to end on 2012.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
You ever hear this one? This was year 12.
Do you think that's like a motivation tactic that they throw it at us? Like whoever the higher ups are just like, yo, throw this in so the world starts trying a little harder.
Well, here's a conspiracy theory I heard. You know how they said the year was supposed to end in 2012? Mm-hmm. The conspiracy theory technically is that it did. And the way it ended was there was this particle accelerator in this university called CERN, CERN. You can look it up if you want. CERN, right? And it's particle accelerator. And the conspiracy theory is that on the day they said the world would end, December 21st, 2012. They made a movie about it in 2009. But in 2012, they said that December 21st, 2012, this particle accelerator was turned on, and essentially we got sucked into a parallel universe, which is interesting because if you think about it, ever since 2012, things have gotten way weirder, way stranger, way crazier, way more chaotic.
Yeah, sure.
You know, things have just been like weird. You know, nothing really feels the same anymore. It's just a conspiracy theory, but that's the theory, which I'm always like, interesting.
Yeah, sure.
You know, maybe we got sucked into a parallel universe, and that's what happened.
Maybe we just got older.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe our perspective.
Maybe the world just changed a little bit. You know, sure.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you know, social media, technology, things are a little more divided.
Things did get like accelerated, absolutely. When when we started getting technology, just like went crazy.
Totally. But that was it. I survived the 2012 apocalypse. Grade 7, man, Mr. G, bro. Honestly, bro, I would not be a comedian if it wasn't for this guy.
No, he sounds like that's big too, right? Everyone's got that teacher that kind of like, you know, whether it's at school or whatever, like that one that really fucking like got them going, man.
I would not be a comic if it wasn't for this guy, bro. He was the dude.
Like
man.
He was just the one. He sparked it, right? He got the flame going.
He got the he got the seed going, but he also watered it.
He watered the seed.
He watered the seed. He was like,
took care of that seed.
Yeah, tell me some dirty jokes, and I'd make him laugh. Well, this feels good. You know, I'd make other people laugh. But this feels good. I think grade 7, I was like the guy.
Did he give you like a time in class? He was like, okay, we're gonna like Robert gets to do a joke now.
No, it was. I'm telling you, it was more like after class.
Okay.
The deal we had was once the bell rings, he's not technically my teacher anymore. We're just bros.
Nice.
You know. And I could just sit there and just tell him fucking dirty jokes while he like marked tests and stuff. I wouldn't be all day, you know. We weren't there till 9 o'clock. You know, he wouldn't be molesting me or nothing.
What's that? Well, no, I didn't think that.
No,
I do.
I know. But just every time I'm like, I was hanging out with the teacher after class. No, I wasn't getting molested. All right, it was fine. Everything was okay.
Yeah.
You know, I was just telling him a couple dirty jokes
That's how
till
all victims
4:30.
talk, right? That's Macaulay Culkin. Yeah, Michael Jackson was a good guy.
It wasn't your fault.
It's not your fault,
It
kid.
was not your fault.
It's your fault.
Not your fault, guy.
All right, I know. No,
And
I thought we were gonna do it. Okay, never mind. All right, cool. I was playing Matt Damon there, but never mind. It's all good.
Matt Damon.
Well, you were like, it's not your fault, and I was like, yeah, no, I know.
Oh.
And then you keep going, and then I go, I know, man.
I graduated grade 7.
Nice.
And I finished it, bro. I was like, damn, that was the year, bro. I think that was the year we peaked, you know, jerking off to fucking Sasha Grey, getting puke,
Because you're 12 then. That's 4 years from when you start stand-up. Yeah. So that really got you going.
puking and fucking in the fucking watching Sasha Grey puke
Yeah.
on cock, going to school, telling dirty jokes, jerking off, coming home, jerking off, playing PlayStation, living the fucking life.
Yeah.
Living the life.
Just
man.
doing it, dude.
Living the life, bro. Year 13. Lucky number 13. 2013. I was alive the same time as Fast and Furious 6 was released.
There we go.
It was called Fast and Furious 6. Just I call it Fast and Furious 6. I think it was just called Fast and Furious, or and was very exaggerated.
It's hard to remember because there's
or
so many.
There's
of them
so
now.
many. This was grade 8. I was in grade 8.
Fast and Furious 6. Yep.
I started jerking off. My porn tastes have evolved at this point. Now I started jerking. I figured out you could jerk off to other things than Sasha Grey getting brutally gangbanged by 20 dudes.
Yep.
You could jerk off to other things as well. I started jerking off to Facebook profiles of some of my classmates that I was attracted to. Not girls.
I feel like that's healthier.
Yeah.
That's a healthier thing.
I went backwards. I started really degeneratively and unhealthy.
Did you
and then-
feel less fulfilled by the Facebook ones? Did you feel less fulfilled after going from like 20-person gangbangs to like, oh, I'm just going to imagine this?
Well, it was bad because like I would picture whoever I was jerking off to at the time doing what Sasha Grey would do, and I'm like, that's not.
Okay, I see.
That's
not good.
Not great. Not great. Not great, dude. Not great. Not great. I started jerking off to the Facebook profiles of my classmate. You fucking dirty girl. You know, I'm like 13.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And then you gotta go look them in the
What
eye the next
happened,
day.
bro? I told this to my girl, and she's like, "You grew up way too fast." And I was like, "I think so. I think that's what happened."
You didn't really grow up. You just saw grown-up things too early.
Yeah, you grew up.
Yeah.
That childhood like sense of wonder. You still kind of had
I
it.
think that stunted you growing up a little bit.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean? Like, it's like you saw shit you shouldn't have saw too early.
Yeah.
So it's not like you grew up, you just knew about things. But you didn't mean you grew up. You just knew, you saw things you didn't understand.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So like, it puts you
I mean, I understood what was happening, like sorta.
that's what I mean. Like, sorta. Like, you knew that it turned you on, but that's kind of it.
But that's the thing. Like, I didn't know that this was like this wasn't like real sex.
yeah,
you know? Like,
ignorance is bliss, too.
This was entertainment, right? I thought this was just how you had sex. You know, you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna just brutally face fuck this fucking.
I don't like that sentiment, man, when they're like, oh, this isn't how you have sex. Like, some of it is.
Some of it is,
Yeah.
but
It's not black and white.
it's not black and white. But like, bro, 11 years old, you just watching Sasha Grey get fucking just.
Sure, man. The 20-man gangbangs. It's like, yeah, that's not reality.
Dude, the porn rabbit hole, bro. I knew the top 50 porn stars of Pornhub at the time, maybe top 20, but I knew like the top 20 porn models. I was just opening Pandora's box, bro.
Yeah.
Sasha Grey she's still like in the top 50. 15 years later, bro.
Yeah.
She's still like up there, bro. Like the other day, me and my girl, we went into the Stag shop just for fun.
Nice.
After the Jays game, we went to the Jays game on the weekend. After the Jays, we went to the Stag shop. In the front of the store, they have a Sasha Grey like ass and pussy mold, like a in the front of the store, bro. This bitch hasn't been in the industry for 15 fucking years. You could still buy her fleshlight at the front of the store for $70.
Did you buy one?
No. Babe, buy me this.
Babe, please.
Babe, please buy me the Sasha Grey pussy.
This is my hall pass. Just get me this fake Sasha Grey
Please
pussy.
buy me the pocket pussy, Sasha Grey pocket pussy.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, honestly, it's your birthday gift. She's going to get it for you.
Please.
If she's a good girlfriend, she'll get it for you. Come on. You think so?
Oh, man. But year 13, man. I started grade 8. I heard a teacher curse for the first time,
In what context?
and he was upset.
Okay.
Mr. Alexander,
Yep.
Portuguese guy.
There we go. That makes sense.
Mr.
That makes
G?
so much sense now.
Mr. G was Italian, but he was cool. Mr. Alexander had a temper. He had a little bit of a.
Mr. Grouchy, Mr. Portuguese, not cool.
Now that I'm older, I realize he was a bit of a hippie. You know, he'd show up wearing flip flops,
Thong flops.
like flip flops,
That's what I mean, like the thing in between the toes.
sandals.
Sandals. Okay,
Sandal.
sandals.
He'd
yes.
show up wearing sandals. Winter, February, he's still wearing sandals.
I like sandals,
Still wearing
guys.
sandals. He was a bit of a hippie. You know,
Yeah.
this was during the Rob Ford crack scandal.
Nice.
So he just started ranting to us. He just started throwing his politics at us.
Like, yo, crack's not that bad.
No, he hated him. He's like, Rob Ford will go down as one of the most corrupt mayors in the city has ever had. Like, bro, can you just teach us long division here?
Jesus
What's
Christ.
going on, man?
Mr. Alexander. It makes sense. Most guys would go as Mr. Alex, Mr. Xander, but he's like Mr. Alexander. Do you went by Mr. and then his first name?
Mr. Alexander.
His last name was like Ricardo or something.
His first name was Ricardo.
Ricardo Alexander.
I think that was
that's
his
a Portuguese name. I know.
I
I
don't
only
know.
know a couple things in life. I know some Portuguese names though.
I tried looking him up. He's a ghost. He would always leave early.
He's a hippie. He doesn't have internet.
He'd always leave early. He was going through like 2 divorces or something.
He lives
at
in
the
a
time.
tent in like fucking Christie Pitts, dude. He doesn't do this shit.
He would leave early. He had like a shitty car, and he'd leave early. He'd be like, and he would explain to us leaving.
Skip fifth period.
He'd let us go early, like 10 minutes before the bell, because he'd be like, "You guys don't understand what if." It still sticks with me to this day because now I'm driving and I understand technically what he meant. He goes, "You guys don't understand what a difference 10 minutes makes."
Oh yeah.
You guys don't understand. If I let you guys go, if the school ends at 3 and I let you guys go at 2:50 and I'm out of here before 3, I'm flying home on the 401. He lived in Whitby.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm flying home. And now that I'm older, I've done that drive. I'm like, bro, you should have let us go at 1 o'clock, dude. Get us the fuck out of here. I didn't even understand at the time what the fuck was going on.
If you guys really understood, you would have stayed. Be like, yeah, we'll do the work. We'll take care of it.
Yeah.
we'll cover for you.
And like by the time I'm like, yo, hey man, you can't like what? He just didn't give a fuck, bro. Mr. G nourished it, and Mr. Alexander was the guy who just fucking he was a guy who planted something and just let it whatever happened.
Put so much gasoline on the flame. He's like, go ahead.
Man, but he was scary though. He was like Mr. G. Like I heard him curse a few times, but it was like Mr. G. You know, Mr. Alexander would he'd sit you down. Like the whole class, like, you know, when the teacher's like angry and there's just this weird vibe in the class.
Yeah.
Mr. Alexander would he's like, this was his favorite line. He goes, "I don't give a rat's ass." That was his favorite line. "I don't give a rat's ass about like, I don't give a fucking rat's ass about what you're fucking like." And you hear him say fuck a few times. You're like, whoa, scary teacher. You know, this guy's scary, bro. You know, doesn't fuck around, bro. And like, you never want. But I think he was the first teacher I ever disappointed, the first male role model I ever disappointed. You know, He'd I didn't hand in an assignment on time, and then I did it 2 weeks later, and I tried to hand it in, and like sneak it in, and he goes, "Is this the first time I'm seeing this assignment?" I go, "Yeah," and he's like, "Oh, dude," he just went, "Oh, dude," and in front of the whole class, and I went, "Oh, yeah, I'm a piece of shit." 13, 12.
Oh, dude.
Oh, dude, I'm a fucking piece of shit.
That's so funny. Oh, dude. What?
He just went. No,
You think I'm an idiot?
He was standing up in front of the whole class he looked at my paper and he went, "Dude," and he just like walked away in front of the whole class.
So his sandals just fucking flip flop.
In front of the whole class, dude. Oh man. And then I think, I dated. I think I dated for the first time
There we go. This is what I'm waiting for.
in the
This is
8th
what I'm
grade.
waiting for, Yeah.
I dated this girl.
How did you ask her out?
I would grab her boob,
No.
and she liked it, and like it was like,
This is such a porn brain thing to do.
Nah,
yeah.
nah. It wasn't like I would just like grab her boob. It was like we'd be like hanging out or whatever. Like
How would you hang
recess.
out? Like at recess?
Yeah,
You're grabbing
it'd be
you're
all-
grabbing tits
bro,
at recess.
We were all grabbing everything, bro. Everybody was sexually fucking. We were grabbing ass. Everyone was grabbing ass, bro. My buddy Matt at the time was just spanking this girl's ass I used to jerk off to on Facebook, and he would smack her ass, and it would be fine. There'd be no sexual harassment. There'd be none of this. We were just smacking ass,
This sounds
grabbing
like a-
cock. First time a girl grabbed my dick, I was like, whoa.
Sounds
hell
like an
yeah.
Italian coming of age movie. We were slapping ass. We were grabbing tits. It was crazy. It was mayhem.
I can't, like, I don't understand with this whole, like, sexual harassment shit. Bro, I never understood because we were always just, like, everybody was fucking grabbing everything.
You were fucking 13, man.
Because I realized
Go
now.
try that now.
My hormones weren't the only ones going crazy.
Yes.
Everybody's hormones were going fucking crazy,
course.
especially the girls. Getting their titties in,
Yeah,
you know?
they didn't know what the fuck was going on. Yeah,
They
they
know
had
what the
weird
fuck-
shit growing.
Yeah. So, I would, like, whatever. I'd come up and I'd like, she was kind of beat at the time, like, kind of like, yeah, she was fucking 12, like she's
Ugly 12
Yeah,
year old.
but I feel like she had a mustache. I never saw it. She was fucking beautiful in my eyes.
Yeah.
I'd come
Oh,
in,
yeah.
kind of grab her from behind, kind of like, give it a little squeeze, She's like, that's my boob. I'm like, yeah. She's like, okay. I'm like, yeah. What the fuck's the issue here?
Fuck yeah, dude.
None of this bullshit, And then, and then when you get older, you realize it's sexual harassment. But like,
It's
like,
not then, though.
But like in grade 8, it's the Wild West.
That's what I mean. It's way different. Then it's not then.
So Friday, she was like, "You want to go out?" I was like, "Yeah." So we I was like, "Well, we went out."
Where'd you go?
Huh?
Where'd you go?
Well, I asked her, not out, but I was like, "You want to be like we didn't know what the fuck we were doing."
No, I know what you mean. You
none
go,
of
do you
us-
want to be my girlfriend?
Yeah, yeah.
Out of nowhere. You just
Yeah.
go, do you want to be my
Yeah,
girlfriend?
none of us knew what we were doing. She was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, sure, right?"
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
Let's try it.
yeah,
Let's get married.
yeah.
Fuck it.
So I got excited, and I told people, and then a week later she broke up with me
Yeah.
because they're like, "You're dating Robert."
Look at he sits beside Mr. Giannavi.
You're dating Robert? She's like, thanks for telling everybody.
Was this the Jewish school?
No,
Oh,
it's
okay.
a public school.
Okay, I was just like,
Well, it's
you,
a public
every
school.
kid seems to have a Jewish accent. I wasn't sure if they were.
Yeah, like, you dating rap? That's how I heard it. That's how I heard it. I hear everything in a fucking Jewish accent. Like, hey, you fucking, you hear rap? You date rabbits? You dating rabbit? You dating rabbit? You dating rabbit? Why you dating rabbit? And then we didn't work out.
Yeah.
We didn't work out.
It's too bad.
Man, fuck. Dude, we went to the movies one time on like a double date. Me, my girl, she's a Persian girl,
Yeah.
and then this other girl and my boy. And the time, and like 13, we went to the movies or whatever. And I tried to kiss her, but I didn't know like how to do it. So I just said, yeah, we should kiss. And she just went, no, in a week. And then she broke up with me in a week. I'm like, no, my first breakup. No.
You
Sat-
didn't get
sat
to
in
kiss
the
her.
dark.
Really. It's so funny.
No,
you
we
only
didn't.
grabbed ass and tits, never kissed.
No.
What
Ass
a
and tits was
gentleman.
nothing. It was nothing.
That's
It was,
so funny.
it's nothing. Skin. It's
Yeah.
fat.
That's nothing.
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 Nothing. I was like, yo, we should kiss. You went, nah, in a week. I don't even forgot what movie we watched. Fuck. I don't remember. But yeah. But apparently she was beat. And then I looked her up like not too long ago. Bro, she's fucking gorgeous now. Like,
Yeah.
she glued, she's a model now or something. And I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, well, you know what? I liked you before you were the shit. You know?
That's what you commented on her picture. You're like, yeah, remember when I fucking liked you when you were 12?
Yo, I liked you before you made it big.
I remember when you were big.
I knew you when you were fucking nothing. I fucking gave you the confidence to do this.
She's 120 pounds now. You're like, I remember when you were 160, you fat fuck.
Thick now. I'm like, yo, you could have been mine if I didn't just fuck it up.
Yeah.
And to this day, I'm like, oh, I fucked that one up.
Do you know what I was actually thinking about that today, man. If I had a time machine, everyone talks about like, oh, I would do this. Like, dude, I would just go back to like grade 6 and say the right thing.
Yeah.
Like I don't fucking care about atrocities. I care about my social anxiety when I was 12.
Grade 8. If I went with the game I got now in grade 8, oh, buddy.
Well, no, not even that. I just like, not even that. I mean, like with that same brain, I would just like, I would just like, just have the balls to say what you wanted to say, sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you're like, yo, like we should kiss. Like, no, you would just go in and fucking kiss her, dude. Like, what's she gonna do? Stop you? You're stronger than her.
It's crazy the type of porn that I was watching that I didn't just fucking try to jam my dick in her throat. Like, it
You
was,
stand up on the fucking seat. It's like, yeah, do it.
yeah, this is dating.
Honestly, the way that she said no to a kiss, but like you grabbed her tit, I bet you she would have said yes.
Oh my God.
What's she gonna say?
Fuck. I should message her.
How do you say no to that?
I miss you. I miss you. Yeah, so I had Mr. Alexander cursing and shit, cursing, leaving at 1 p.m. I had my
Skipping traffic.
I had my girl just ducking my phone calls. This is grade 8 was when I realized this.
What was her name?
Alina.
Alina. What was your last name?
I don't know about that one.
I'm just thinking about like you calling and being like, "Hey, Mrs. Whatever, is Alina home?"
Nah, we had cell phones and shit. So like,
oh, so you're
I
calling?
don't know.
Oh, sure, yeah, you're calling her. Yeah,
she broke up with me when I was playing FIFA, and like I loved FIFA. I was playing a lot of FIFA at the time too, and I was just like, "Yo, what? Yo,
Let me
no."
finish this game. One sec.
But it was like a week, bro. Like a week. Like
that's
it
a
was
normal grade 8
nothing.
relationship,
It's a
dude.
normal grade 8 fucking relationship.
Yeah, I had a
bro.
couple of those in grade 8.
Yeah, who did it?
Yeah, a couple. Yeah.
Oh, and then halfway through this the school year, they transferred me to some fucking vegan lesbian dyke bitch, Miss Barty. Her hair smelled bad. She smelled like shit every day.
Yeah.
And, like, I want to go back to Mr. Alexander's. You know, like what the fuck is this, bro? She's just some hippie bitch. Like Mr. Alexander was like a cool hippie. I'd take the cursing over this.
Yeah.
You know, she was just pussy smelled bad. Like we didn't even know what the smell of pussy was, but like, yo, something smells weird in here.
Yeah.
You know, it just stunk.
Yeah, she's getting fucking scissored in the washer.
I could go into her, but it's more just like she was kind of like,
Sounds
you know,
uninteresting.
she's kind of she was just I just kind of blotted it out.
Sounds
She-
like a bull dyke.
yeah, she was trying to be all unique and shit, not like Mr. G unique. She was forcing it way too hard. You're like, yo, go get a boyfriend.
Well, like, she's gay, so she's like,
Well, I don't know if she was gay. She was Persian too, but like she was just like, ugh.
just stunk.
Just
Just a
you know what I'm-
stanky bitch.
Just what are you even doing, bro?
Yeah.
Her teacher career didn't last long, you know. I think she interviewed Trudeau at one time, like she was a news reporter. It was like
Damn.
she went to being a news reporter. She interviewed Trudeau, I think, before he became prime minister.
Yeah.
But it was still just like, ugh.
Yeah,
you know,
gross.
just, what are you doing? Yeah, you know what? Stick to interviewing this fucking jamoke.
Yeah.
You know, don't go into a classroom with children.
Makes sense.
Don't
that she was-
educate
yeah.
the future generation. Stick to the people who have been molded already.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And she's I kind of blocked her out of my head, but whatever.
Where are we now?
Year 14.
Okay, we're getting to the good
I
stuff.
think we're going to do this. We're going to do this one shot. I think we should break this up in a 2-parter.
Okay,
I think we, like, in case, like, this part 1 and then part 2 next week.
sure.
I think that's the best course. I don't think we should post just, you know. I think we should do that, you know? You okay with that? You okay with doing a 2-parter? Cutting it up into
Doesn't
2?
matter to me.
Year 14. Started grade 9, high school. We're in high school now.
When you thought you were in the big leagues, and then you get to the big leagues.
When you
dude.
thought you were the shit, but then you get into the shit.
yeah,
Grade 9, bro. Let me tell you something. No one prepares you for high school. Nobody. Not you think middle school, they tell you that they're preparing you for high school. They ain't. You know? I graduated grade 8. Don't get me wrong. You know, I finished grade 8.
so far we've graduated every grade.
So
yeah.
far we've graduated. You
Yeah.
know, we've graduated every grade. Bro, high school, the high school I went to was right across the street from my house. The high school I went to was probably like, it wasn't in the ghetto, I would say. It wasn't a ghetto high school. It wasn't a necessarily a bad school, you know, but it was a school where like kids from like the hood, kids from the ghetto would come to my school that didn't want to go to school in their fucking shitty neighborhood. So they would come to my school. You know what I mean? Because that's the kind of vibe that it was, you know, we had
What's the vibe specifically?
well, the vibe was just very like, yo, if someone asks you your shoe size, don't tell them. Someone asks you, what's that?
Because they're gonna
Because they're
take
going
it.
to take your shoes.
Yeah.
That's happened.
Yeah,
I've seen
for
motherfuckers
sure.
go home barefoot before. I
Yeah.
never got my shoes robbed because I wore immigrant Pumas.
Yeah.
You know, I thought I was cool. Nobody ever wanted my
You
fucking
found out
shoes.
quick you were cool, eh?
Yeah, nobody would try to rob me because they didn't want
You
anything I
started
had.
leaving them out for them. Just be like, please take them.
Take these fucking shoes.
Somebody
I'm
take-
cool. Rob me. Nah, man, it didn't happen, bro. Grade 9 is like you think you're it, but you ain't. You know, you walk in. Fuck. Grade 9 was sick, but like it was a rude reality check because I realized how that they don't just pass you for showing up. This is some shit. Oh, you gotta focus here. Like I got by. I would show up, do the bare minimum, fuck around, Mr. G, Mr. Alexander, and that was it. Like grade 9, they like high school. You gotta put in the work, or they won't pass you. I already know this. How are you gonna take a kid who you just graduated just for passing by, and now You're going to tell him he needs to put in the work. I sat beside the teacher's desk for fucking whatever we're at right now. 7 years.
8 years.
8 years.
Yeah.
Grade 9 in high school. Bro, I was in grade 9 health class one time. This is how I knew I was a little, my brain was we're deep into the porn here. You know, we're 5 years into the porn, 3 or 4 or 5 years in to the porn. This is how I knew I was bad. I was in grade 9 health class. Now, we had health class before, right? But this was like the real health class where they separated the guys and the girls.
Yeah.
And they went, they separated the guys and the girls had their own health class. I mean, this was the first health class where, you know, they taught us how to put on a condom. It was a real shit. My teacher took the banana, rolled it onto the condom.
Oh, yeah.
Right? But this is how I knew it was different. Our teacher would give us bonus marks if we could answer questions. Like, if we participated, we get bonus marks, right? Our teacher asks us, class full of dudes. Our teacher asks us, okay, what is the scientific term for a man receiving oral sex? Turns around to write it on the chalkboard. Whole class is silent. And I just go, fellatio. He turns around and goes, who said that? Robert, +1. The whole class went fucking nuts, bro. They go, what the fuck? You know what? I knew it was fellatio.
Yeah.
You know? I knew
You found your calling.
I knew it was fellatio. Yeah, fellatio is when a girl puts a man's penis in her mouth.
Yeah.
And they all went, how? What? Your brain, bro? What? How the fuck did you know that?
This guy's a genius.
Fellatio, bro. I was like, they're like, how do you? I just went, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know.
Just had an instinct.
Just had an instinct.
Had a feeling.
But these guys don't know. I was watching Sasha Grey get brutally face fucked and
Giving fellatio.
I was not giving fellatio. It's like, the way they make fellatio sound in the science lab is very loving and nice.
They make it sound nice.
They make it sound like this is a scientific experiment. It ain't.
Yeah.
You know, there were no fellatio being given. It was facial. Face fucking ello.
No, say that again.
Face fuckalo.
Face fuckalo.
Face
That's
fuckalo.
a cool one.
That was face fuckalo.
That's nice.
It was face fuckalo.
Yeah.
I was the only one, man. And then at that point, when I knew that was fellatio, nobody else knew what it was. I was like, oh, maybe I have a problem. Maybe I got a problem with the porn.
Yeah, he starts putting the condom on the banana. You go, you actually don't need that, sir.
Yeah, sir, I've never seen those in the videos.
I don't think they do that. They just get a test beforehand.
Gave us all condoms too, man. Fuck. So, and then this is when it got worse. Is you know how I told you I would jerk off to the Facebook profiles of the people in my class. In high school, I realized you can like search whatever you really wanted on the hub, and I would search like the features of the girls that I liked onto Pornhub.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it'd be like black hair, and like it'd be like teen porn, but like it was like I'm like a teen, so I'd be like, yo, black hair, fucking.
You're into child trafficking at 14
no.
years old?
It was barely teens, but it was like 14. So technically, I was the one being trafficked. If you really think about it that way, like legally, they were all 18. Technically.
Yeah, you're part of that. You're part of that 95% of videos they took down that you were watching. You were their top fucking viewer.
That's upset sick. Me. It upset me when they came after Pornhub. Like they're attacking my freedom of speech.
Yeah,
but definitely was probably the right call. Smoked weed for the first time.
Yeah.
Smoked weed for the first time.
When you were 14?
When I was 14.
Okay.
In the park with my boys. You know, I was like, yeah, I'm in high school. I'm smoking weed.
Yeah.
You know? Bro, there was like this thing where you just smoked weed and you felt like a criminal. Because I was smoking weed before legalization.
Yeah, you were a criminal.
In high school, yeah, technically you were. But we were in the park, you know, smoking weed, listening to music, whatever. It's like, dude, if we're doing something illegal, for some reason, we just brought as much attention to us as possible.
Yeah.
You know, some crackhead pulls up on a bike. You guys got weed? We're like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Everyone takes out a stick, a fucking rock, a shiv, anything we could find. Yeah. High school was the Wild West, bro. It really was, man. It was the Wild West. It was the wild fucking West, man. It was like, oh my god. Yeah, we smoked weed for the first time, and I went back to class with the red cola can red eyes, bro. And I knew I was fucked up because I was sitting in class. I showed up, and this Persian kid who was clearly a nerd, he like looked at me and he went, "Why is he crying?" Like I wasn't crying. I was really high. I was really fucking high. You know, I was just stoned. I went home, just slept. Just went home, just slept.
Sleep that one off.
This is weed. Sick. Took a bong hit out of a plastic water bottle.
Nice.
Oh man, and and then like I never really smoked weed much past then, to be honest. A few times, but I was like, I don't like this, and then I just sort of teetered off for a little bit. stopped. But yeah, like the kids that went to my school were like the kids who were from the ghetto, and they went to my school. You know, they like went to. They would go to my school, and it was like, and then we had those Filipino kids who I've talked about before, like straight from the Philippines. You know, they'd come straight from the fucking Philippines. Like they weren't like Filipino kids who grew up in Canada. They were Filipino kids from the Philippines, and they brought their ways here. And it was just it was race wars. I told you about this before. I don't know if we posted this episode where we talk about race wars and shit. Yeah, we talked about it was just the blacks versus the Filipinos versus the Russians versus the fucking Georgians. They made a fucking black, bro. The grade 12s, there was this black kid, right? It was fun loving dude, right? And he like said some shit about these Georgians or these Eastern European fucks, bro, in the neighborhood I grew up in, right? They said some shit about these Eastern European fucking guys, and they pulled up, bro, like 5 cars pulled up to the school. I'm not even joking. BMW, like cars, bro. 5 cars pulled up right on Finch, just parked right on Finch, bro. This guy did not want to leave the school. He walked out, bro. They surrounded him. They made him get on his fucking knees. They made him get on his knees, and they filmed him, and he just started crying, and he started apologizing. And they're like, "You better fuck." And they were in scare. Just imagine like just getting surrounded, and you're surrounded, and then these guys just start like talking to you in a thick Eastern European accent. What'd you say? Oh, that's not my accent. What? What'd you say? They're calling him the N-word for sure. For sure. For sure they're calling him the N-word. Like 100%. They don't give a fuck, you know? And he's on his knees and then they filmed him apologizing and then they posted it everywhere. Scary times, bro. Scary times. I never really got involved in all that stuff. Although one time I was walking home from school and this scary Persian kid named Parsa thought I stole his knife. And then he was like, "You took my knife?" What? I didn't take your fucking knife. And he just immediately started taking off his rings, ready to fight me. And this guy was maybe 17, 18, still in grade 9. He failed grade 9 4 times. He failed grade 9 4 times, ready to fight me for his knife.
He's looking for his rings.
He took off his rings. He's looking for his knife.
He's looking for his knife.
He thought I stole his knife. I was like, I didn't take your fucking knife, right? Started taking off his rings, started to fight me, and then I got defended by a girl.
It's crazy that he thought you stole his knife and then tried to fight you. It's like, well, if you stole his knife, you just stab him.
Right, and I didn't
fuck.
pull out.
No wonder he failed grade 9 4 times.
No wonder he fucking failed grade 9 4 times.
Yeah.
What a fucking idiot, bro. Oh my god, bro. What a fucking retard. He drove a fucking Mitsubishi Lancer, dude.
Well, yeah, he's fucking 25 years old.
He's 18, 19. He's got a full G license. This fucking guy can't pass grade 9 science. He's coming after me trying to fight me and took his
Having
knife.
A full G in grade 9 is so funny.
This guy's got a full G. This guy wouldn't even go to class, bro. They pulled a kid out because he had a gun in his locker. It was just going from middle school to that was just no one prepares you for that, man.
Failing grade 9 4 times, like that's almost like worse for a kid because it's like you give him no hope. Like what's he gonna do? Is he gonna pass when he's 23? Like what are you talking about?
I think after a certain age, they just fail. You're done. You got to go to adult school.
Yeah, exactly. Then you got to go to like adult.
You got to go to adult.
Like, then you're just kind of fucked.
How do you do that, bro? But then I failed grade 9.
You failed grade 9?
Yeah, I failed.
Oh my god!
I failed grade 9 math and grade 9 science.
The perfect streak continues, or discontinues.
I had a 50. I got a 50 in gym. In gym class, I got a 50.
Well, that makes sense.
They ran this fucking scam in gym class where they went like, "Yo, like if you don't buy the uniform, you're losing marks. If you don't wear the uniform, like the school high school uniform in gym class." Then like, because they knew after grade 9 you didn't have to take gym again if you didn't want to. They forced you to have gym, and then grade 9 this is the last gym class. So they gotta squeeze every last fucking dollar out of you.
Yeah.
So they go, okay, all right, fuck. They go, you better like. And this one kid, man, he never had like clearly his parents lived paycheck to paycheck. So he's like, where's your uniform? He's like, I went for my mom to get her paycheck, and I guess he lost marks. They were like, hey, you know what? Well, you're losing marks.
Well, yeah, your dog eat your homework too? Fuck off. My uniform.
Fuck you. Your mom's waiting for her paycheck. What kind of fucking bullshit excuse is that? Go do the beep test. The fuck out.
Run it in khakis.
Yeah, but me, it was like I had the uniform. I just wouldn't bring it half the time, or I wouldn't participate, or I'd show up late every day.
Nice.
I got a 50 in gym, bro. How the fuck do you get a 50 in gym?
Tough to do that. That's the only class I was good at. Yeah.
But I did fail math and I did fail science.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't even allowed to go to summer school just because my mark was so low that you need like a bare minimum mark to go to. You need a 35 to go to summer school minimum. I was less than a 35 in math and science.
Jesus.
So, but then she was like, you got to just repeat it next year. And I'm like, all right. So then I went home, I applied for summer school, and they just accepted me. I'm like, well, fuck you, I'm going. And I went. Nobody knew. I was like, when are they going to tell me that I can't be here? They didn't. I just went to summer school. I went to summer school in the ghetto. I went to summer school in Vincent Centennial, C.W. Jeffries. I'm going to say the school because this was the first school in like Ontario that had like a kid get shot in it, like by like a gang or whatever. C.W. Jeffries was like 2006. A kid got shot in it. I went to that school, bro. Day one, some kid walks in, cigarette behind his ear. We all start laughing at him. We're like, who the fuck is this guy? And then he looks at it and goes, why are you guys fucking laughing? I'll knock you the fuck out. Great. Day one, bro. Summer school, bro. Day one, bro. And I'm just there. I don't think I was showering at this point. Like, I'd stopped kind of showering in the summer of like grade year 14.
The hottest time of the year.
And
you said, I don't need this.
I was wearing like Adidas sweatpants. I'd go like 3-4 days without showering.
Dude, your balls and you're jerking off like crazy. Probably not knowing how to wash properly.
Yeah. My ass is stinky, right? And then I would just like go to class, and then I knew it was bad when one of the girls went, this guy, he smells like chips. I go, what kind of chips? Sour cream and onion.
Oh, that's not a good chip smell. Like,
not good at all.
You can go around smelling like Cool Ranch, I guess, if you want, but sour cream and onion, dude, that's bad. Oh, man.
Yeah. And that was the first realization I had where, they don't just pass you if you just show up like they have had, like if they've done forever. What the fuck is that about? What the fuck is that? Why we had a good thing going here? I actually have to put effort in? Like, fuck, man. I could have done it. I just stopped caring, you know? You want to stop?
No.
You sure? I feel like I'm taking up a lot of your time.
No, it's fine. Keep going.
Sure?
Yeah.
Sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can keep going.
All right.
I'm tired, but like, yeah, you can keep going. Go on.
You just fucking sit there. And you just listen. All right. Let's keep it going. Year 15. Bro, trust me, writing the notes for this took a minute. Took a good time.
Oh, this feels like it took like you a day, like a full 24 hours.
Dude, it took me a minute. It took a good 3 hours to write all this shit out.
That's so funny, dude.
Yeah,
Did you just like 3 hours straight? Like you went.
Well, I took a little breaks here and there, but I was like, man, we gotta talk about my accomplishments, bro. 25 years in, 25 years. My therapist like, tell me your accomplishments. Well, I guess I'm just giving you an autobiography, but here are my accomplishments.
This is like 4 sessions worth.
Yeah, this is a lot.
That's so funny. You don't even have to do a session with it. You don't have to pay for this one. Be like, no, I made a video. Watch it.
Yeah.
2
hours. It's 3. We're not even half. We're kind of halfway, but we'll break it up in a 2-parter for sure.
Yeah, I was
maybe
thinking,
even a 3-parter.
Well, I was thinking we just release all of them this week, but just do it as 3 different episodes.
This week?
Sure.
Yeah.
Give them some bonus content, dude.
We can do like, we'll figure it
The
out.
loyal listeners, dude.
The listeners are incredible. By the way,
DK is gonna want to hear all of this.
our buddy DK is gonna he's not
shout out
leaving
our
his
buddy
house.
DK, dude. He's a fucking loyal listener.
He will not, and shout out Anthony as well.
Shout out Anthony, dude, as well. Yes.
They will be itching for the part 2
That's
and part
what I'm
3.
saying, dude. Give it to them.
We will. We'll figure out the time frame.
Yeah,
We'll
okay.
figure out the time frame.
All right.
Year 15. 2015. I am going through puberty. I'm in teenagehood.
You were horny as shit.
I'm a
right
teenager.
now.
I'm horny. I was already horny
Now you're horny
in
as-
grade
oh,
11,
you're so
but now I
horny
am
now.
just now the porn is out of control. Even more out of control. I know the top 100 porn stars on Pornhub. I started, but I will say this: I did finish summer school in grade 9. I showed up the next year to my guidance counselor. I went to summer school even though I didn't have a good mark to go. And she goes, yeah, you weren't supposed to do that, but hey, whatever. I'm like, what? That's when I found out. The first time I found out you could just scam the system.
Yeah.
You know, you could just scam the fucking system. Like, you could just figure it out, you know? I received the award. I said, grade 10, I'm turning my fucking life around. You know, no more bad boy Roberts. No more bad boy Robert. I'm focusing in school.
That's what everyone says at the start of the school year.
I'm getting good marks. I'm focusing. I'm doing all my fucking homework. I'm getting it all done. And I did all right.
You bought a couple new T-shirts. You bought some pencils. You're ready to
pencils,
go.
a case, a couple binders.
Couple binders, dude. Duotangs.
This is one thing I
Do you
never
have any
mentioned.
Duotangs?
Everything up until this point, bro, I didn't have one folder. I didn't have one binder. All my papers would go in a bag.
That's so funny. You were that kid, man, that would just fucking stuff it all in there.
Everything would go in a bag. I would just fucking, oh my God. I would just like, you open my locker in middle school, things would start flying out.
I just don't understand like that thing because I had the same level of accomplishment. Like I would like pass barely, but like I just wouldn't go to class. Like I would just skip all the time. But you would like go and just not do it. It's like, why did you just not go? Like
because I had to.
no,
My parents would drop me off at school. I had to go.
Yeah, same. But
I had
that's
to
like
go to
you just
school.
leave. You just go somewhere else. It's like, let me get you a towel.
Yeah, please. I don't want to spill my
towel, you
monster.
dirty
This is
whore.
why we're doing this, because I have a Monster energy drink. So we're fucking doing a 4-hour podcast. I don't give a fuck. Okay? We've built it up to this point, all right? We couldn't do this shit 4 episodes ago.
This is what we've been building too.
Thanks, man.
This was your birthday episode.
The birthday episode, the 25-year the 25-year anniversary. Thanks, man. Hey, man, you think what? You think fucking Joe Rogan think he pussies out of a 3-hour show, of a 4-hour show? He could fucking sit and podcast.
I don't think Joe Rogan pisses out on anything, dude. That guy's a fucking man.
That guy can sit, bro. How many hours does he put in podcasting? We're coming for him.
We're not even. Dude, this is like half of a Joe Rogan episode right now.
We're coming in. We're coming, Joe.
I don't know how he does it.
We're fucking easy.
He does it like every other day.
Yeah, we're coming.
Talks for like 4 hours a day. That's
It makes me
crazy.
millions of dollars. Yeah, I'll talk for 3 hours.
Wild.
We're doing it, bro. Grade 10. Monumental year. We're horny. Year 15. 2015. I was alive for the Fast and Furious 7 movie. Fast and Furious 7.
Fuck, they took a break for a sec there, eh?
I think I missed 2013 we did Fast and Furious 6.
So we're in 2015?
2015
Oh,
was
okay, yeah,
Paul
okay,
Walker
yeah,
died.
yeah.
Fast and Furious 7, the last really good Fast and Furious
The
movie.
last ride.
The last
What was it
one.
called?
Fast and Furious 7. Furious 7.
This Furious 7?
Furious 7. No, whatever. And then, they had CGI of Paul Walker, or I guess that was the last movie he did before he just decided to crash his car into a fucking tree and burn alive.
Yeah. Let it be known that wasn't. He decided that.
He's like, I'm done.
There's too many
done. I'm
movies.
driving my fucking-
I don't like this anymore.
I'm driving my fucking car into a tree. This is happening,
Yeah,
you know?
accident.
He had that shitty song that they'd play. It's been a long way. That Wiz
They couldn't have
Khalifa
chose
shit.
a worse
I
song.
went to go watch that movie with my boys, and we were all like retarded at the time. I had my car guy phase. We were all into cars and stuff, and I had my car guy phase, and I was just like, yeah. I was like, yeah, this is sick. We started crying during I didn't start crying. My boy was like, this is so beautiful. It's so beautiful. At the end of the movie, when, one car, Vin Diesel's car goes left, Paul Walker's car goes right or whatever, the black and the white car, they go, it's been a long way.
Yeah.
It's like so fucking gay, dude.
So it's beautiful. Dude.
So it was beautiful, but it was just like, dude, come on, man. Like the guy's fucking like you didn't have that shit in Dark Knight, I've watched throughout my lifetime. I watched multiple actors die and give the best final performances of their career, and that never happened, But I did get my first job,
Okay.
grade 10, my first sales job. I got a sales job. I sold windows and doors over the phone. Okay. I found the job on Kijiji. I called him like, "Are you guys hiring?" He's like, "Yeah, come in for an interview." I made a shitty little resume. I came in, part-time job. They're hiring students. I'll take it. I got the job. Easy work. Bro, my first little entree, my first little voyage into sales culture. My first little like intro into the sales world, was incredible. I loved every minute of it, dude. I thought I was going to be a sales guy. I started watching Sales Motivation, Grant Cardone, Tony Robbins. I loved all of that shit, dude.
Yep.
I would watch The Speech from Glenn Ross. You ever watch that movie?
No.
You're going to fucking watch that goddamn fucking movie. Alec Baldwin, Alec Baldwin?
Yeah, I know.
Alec Baldwin is in the movie. Al Pacino's in the movie, but his role is so overshadowed by Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin gives one of the greatest speeches in one of the greatest monologues in movie history, where he gives this motivational sales speech to the people. He's talking to these salesmen. People think The Wolf of Wall Street is the fucking good Leonardo DiCaprio being like, you're a bunch of shitty, sleazy salesmen. It was all right, but the best speech was fucking Alec Baldwin being like, you know why I'm here? I'm here to save your jobs. I'm here for Mission Murray. I'm here to save your jobs. And he'd be like, he like throw his watch down on the table and he goes, you see that watch? That watch costs more than your car. I drove an $80,000 BMW to get here. You drove a Hyundai. you better make some sales or whatever. I'm paraphrasing at this point. And he just goes, you hear me? You hear me, you fucking faggots? And he just like screamed it. I would watch this scene every day before I went to work. Every day I'd be like,
oh yeah, you told me about this.
yeah, I'd watch that scene. I'd be like, yeah, and then I'd watch it when I get home. Like, if I didn't make enough sales, I'd be like, I'm a fucking loser. My family's not gonna eat. I got a fucking Alec Baldwin screaming at me. I gotta make fucking sales, bro. It was sick, bro. Selling windows and doors over the phone. That's where I built my character in that office, bro. It was me and the boys, bro. Shout out the fucking boys, Saykan, Kovir, Mohammed, or Mo, we call them, and fucking Rick, our manager, and Dennis, bro. Bunch of G's, bro. We were the crew, you know what I mean? Anytime an Indian guy came in for the job, he'd get hired. He wouldn't last for a week. Anytime anyone heard an Indian guy on the phone, they'd hang up. You know, it was once they heard a nice, normal voice like mine, they were done. You know, they're like, all right, I want it. All right. Like, where are you located? Dufferin and Finch. Hell yeah. You know, Pioneer, bro. Windows and doors. I actually ran into like Dennis the other day. I was like, do you guys work during COVID? It's like, bro, we worked all throughout COVID, same office, same shit. Like, wow, really? People still do that? We were telemarketers. The way it would work is we weren't actually selling. We would just convince people to get a free estimate over the phone. Just be like, hey, you want to come look at your windows? You want to come look at your doors? And if we got their information, boom, that was a sale. Whoever would show up would make the sale, and then we get commission off that plus salary. I was making $10 an hour, bro. I was making more money, like. But the thing is, I was making student minimum wage of $10.70. Okay, when you made a sale, you'd get an extra $1 per hour for that month. So I made like 6 sales. I was making like $16 an hour. Like fucking 15 years old. I was like, yo, I'm fucking rolling in it, dude. This is sick, you know, sick fucking shit. But one time, the assistant manager got mad at me. What we would do is so like. I was wild, bro. We had a headset that had an automatic call system, and then sometimes we'd go on the yellow pages and look up like the area we were calling and just search our last names, Smith, whatever, and then call all those people on the yellow pages. And sometimes you get people be like, I'm on the do not call list. How the fuck I'm gonna report you? Hang up, you know, keep going. But the assistant manager, he told us, he goes, you don't touch the sings. Like, if you go on Yellow Pages and you search the last name Singh in Brampton, that's my area. You don't fucking do that. You don't touch the Singhs, you know? And what did I do? Of course, I started dialing Singhs, you know, SIGH. Right? I'm like, fuck this guy. This guy's a fucking bitch, bro. You own Singhs? I need a sales, bro. Start going on Singhs. I made a sale. I called a Singh. I got a Singh. Next day, I get called into the office. Did you call a Singh? Yeah? You called a Singh. After I told you Singhs are mine. The Singhs are mine. You know this, right? And I go, yeah, I'm sorry. It's like, okay, don't do it again. And that was my first time I realized, oh yeah, you never take a sale from another salesman. You never infiltrate another guy's way of making money. You never taking the money from another man.
Taking food from his plate.
You never do that. And he was like a dude. He had like bills and shit. I was just here like, I'm fucking Alec Baldwin, yo. I'm fucking Grant Cardone, right? But this is when my love for comedy started to kind of go, as I would listen to comedians and shit and stuff at work. I'm like, yeah, I love comedy, bro. And I'm still like going to school and like whatever, bro. I was like, comedy's sick. Patrice, Carlin. I was listening to all those guys prior, not really prior, but like Patrice, fucking George Carlin, my favorite. A lot of the New York comedians, Bill Burr. I loved all those guys. I was like listening, went in between calls and stuff. I would just like listen to comedy, watch comedy. I'd play comedy in the office. I'd do a little comedy, like just scribble notes and stuff, like little jokes and shit. I'm like, yeah, sick. You know, I fucking love comedy. This is dope. But like, whatever. I'm working in sales. You know, I'm in grade 10. I'm still going. They wanted to promote me to assistant manager. I was like, nah, fuck this. You know, whatever. Year 16. I started grade 11. Let me know if you want to stop.
I think I gotta call it a grade 11 right now.
You want to call it there?
Yeah, I can't fucking focus.
I know.
anymore.
I don't want you at your. If you're not at your best, I don't want you
I'm
at your
just
best.
exhausted right
All
now.
right. How about this? How about we'll stop it at year 16?
Stop it at year 16?
start this
I
with
can
the
go one
good
more
stuff.
year with you. Yeah. But,
No, we'll stop it. We'll stop it here. We'll stop it at grade 10. All right. We'll stop it at grade 10.
Yeah.
We'll come back.
Oh,
next-
we're picking it back up.
We'll come back-
I
we'll
can't,
come
I
back.
can't focus anymore with you.
It's all right.
All right.
We got to take a refresher. We will. We'll stop at year 16.
Yeah.
We'll cut this, and then maybe we'll record. We'll continue on. Then we'll post that episode later.
Yeah. We'll keep going.
We'll do a part 2 after. Yeah.
Of course.
I don't want to like.
I think it's funny if we put it the full 2 hours though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's part 1.
Yeah.
This is part 1.
Yeah.
It's like the presidents with Shane Gillis and Louis C.K. But it's me. It's my life. You know, it's my 25th anniversary, part 1. Right? Okay. Yeah. 2 hours. Yeah. You know what? We'll cut it here. We'll fucking come back later this week. We'll do part 2. We'll post part 2 next week. It'll be fucking sick.
Yeah.
Well, all right. We need a little refresher. Listen, guys. Look, if you fucking made it this far, I really fucking appreciate it. By the way, wherever you are listening, if you're listening at home, if you're listening at work,
If you're jerking off.
if you're jerking off, if you're playing video games, if you're smoking weed and listening to this, thank you. I appreciate this. All right. This is my 25-year anniversary show. And we're doing it. We're doing it. We're gonna leave it at 15, man, because the next part is when I start getting into comedy.
Yeah.
And we're gonna start talking about some of my accomplishments there. This is all for my therapist. You know, this is
Just
for
really
her.
just for the therapist.
This is what I'm gonna post. We're just gonna send her a big email attachment. Fuck it. You know what? I don't even want to post this episode, Tyler. You know what? Fuck this episode.
This is all for your therapist.
This is just listen. I just used you for my therapist. All right.
No, happy to be a part of it.
Oh, by the way, welcome to the Robert Khakham Show.
Oh yeah, that's right. No intro.
Welcome to the Robert Khakham Show. Today we're gonna be talking about how I put a fucking thing in my butt today or something. I took a big shit. It was great. We're talking about poo as we talk about. No, but for real, guys, listen, thank you so much for listening. Part 2 coming soon. Thank you very much. Have a great rest of the week. Love you guys. Goodbye.